Affiliated to this paper, I need freedom for my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping off just an unfamiliar coordinate. Topped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red is not one trillion. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated, forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang is different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound. Got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron. Better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas out ball it, block it. Trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life. Don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Take it ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign. If I say it twice and I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign. You know, co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. Out here paper chasing, funds. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It is good to see each and every one of you. If you can hear me okay and things look and sound good, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you cannot hear me or things look and sound bad, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. Now, they might look and sound bad when I start talking about people and start hurting some of the people in here's feelings, but I'm talking about the actual audio and visual quality, not the integrity of your emotions. All right? So shout out to everybody who is her. All right, what is good with y'all, man? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. I appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all do exactly what Brooklyn Queen is saying. Shout out to my man Carlton. Shout out to my man AB. Shout out to Melanin and Mind. Good to see you guys. All right, we got to get the specifics out of the way. Who plans on getting flushed out? We flushed out a lot of people. We've flushed out contaminants from BLR. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. We have a purified, unidirectional, task-oriented comment section now. We have people, a small minority, because that's what always makes up a small minority, of people who got the wealth mind state, who want to get rich. Right? If you want to get rich, throw the dollars in the chat. If you don't want to get rich and you want to sit around and watch pity pat, sorry for me videos, give me a thumbs down. You can thumbs down the video if you want to, too, because it definitely ain't that type of party. We drink top shelf over here. You know what I'm saying? We drink top shelf over here. All right? This is a bougie bunch. If you're not bougie, you know what I'm saying, then you can skedaddle. Right? So, how do you guys like the Ethereum flip-flop? We talked about it briefly in the Discord. Shout out to the Discord. We talked about Standard Chartered in their flip-flop. Now you can see it. Ethereum literally has done okay. I wouldn't go as far as to say great, right? Because it still hasn't hit its old all-time high, but it's done okay, right? And it's a slight pullback. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're trading around $4,300, something like that. Oh, my God, get rid of all your Ethereum. Wait a minute. Standard Chartered flip-flopped, right? They said, well, we taking Ethereum down to only being able to make $4,000 this year. Okay, it surpassed 4,000. Yay for us. We're gonna bring the price prediction up to 7,000. Now, get rid of your Ethereum. Let me ask you guys this question. How many people think that there's a slight possibility that a lot of cryptocurrency companies, government officials, and people who are extremely wealthy collaborate to create the news? If you guys would agree and you believe that this is a possibility, give me a thumbs up. If it's not a possibility and you don't believe it, give me a thumbs down. We see poor idiots collaborate to make the news on YouTube, right? Every single day. They give people hope of nothing every single day with no resources, just cliche, right? And emotional bullseyes. That's it. So if people can rub two sticks together and come up with that, imagine what people who have coordination of finance, wealth, and assets can do. They can probably do a lot. They can probably do a lot. Now, you know what they like to say anytime there's a video that somebody posts up about crime, right? Shout out to Carlton. What do they say in the comment section? It's not racism. It's just pattern recognition. It's how some people feel. It's how some people feel. And as a human being, everyone is entitled to their feelings. Some people operate solely on feelings. That being said, let's talk about pattern recognition. When it comes to pattern recognition, how many people have recognized the pattern that every time there's about a month and a half of horrible news that tells you about all of the ETF outflows, next thing you know, the very ETFs that just release massive amounts of money into outflows are knocking at the door of new yearly highs and new all-time highs. This is a cycle that continues almost all the time. You guys remember? Oh my gosh, record Bitcoin ETF outflows. It's going to zero, even though there's a long way from $115,000, $16,000 to zero. That's a long trip. What's a faster trip, ladies and gentlemen, if you decided to travel 117,000 miles or if you travel 0 miles? Which one is a longer trip? But some people believe that it's more likely that Bitcoin will go down the longer trip. Then next thing you know, Bitcoin just all-time high after all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. Why does that happen? Why do people fall for it? Shout out to Detroit 313. What's good with it, bro? Why do people fall for it is the question. They fall for it. We got to get this out of the way. We got to ask these questions. I want people to understand. Shout out to the people that have been seriously investing, seriously rocking with your boy in the crypto content from when I used to just drop a video or two here or there, or when I would bring it up in passing, to when I decided to go scorched earth on the channel and dare to talk about making the world's poorest people rich. And then everybody left. Shout out to the people that remain. Shout out to the roaches that survived the nuclear explosion. Because you have the resilience to be the next generation. Right? Who's going to believe this? We see the pattern. We know the pattern. If you have been investing consistently over time, you should have a nice chunk of change that you would not have had you not been watching the channel. If you qualify for the nice chunk of change club, give me some flames in the chat. If you don't and you want to join, you better get started. Right? Shout out to Carlton Wade. Carlton said they're trying to flush out the diamond hands like us, but they fail to realize we're not like regular retail, which frustrates them. Facts. You know what little TJ said? Them nigga different. Right? Them nigga different. Them nigga different. Right? We different. They not like us for real. No Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said they believe that rhetoric, even though the reserve money flow passed by. Facts. Because these niggas different. Right? Shout out to the informant media. What's good with it, bro? You should have a nice amount of change. Now, with your nice amount of change, I want you guys to understand where you are. Where you are is if you listen to Modern Investors channel and you watch the video that he dropped yesterday on money rules, he said that he read an article that said 0.01 Bitcoin at some point in the near distant future, 5 to 10 years, could be worth $500,000. Now, how many people believe that's likely? If you believe that's likely, give me a thumbs up. If you don't believe that that's likely, give me a thumbs down. Now, if you don't believe that's likely, I'd like to remind you that in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, Bitcoin in a matter of months went from about $1,500 to about year-end $20,000. Yeah. That happened. And it's happened multiple times. It's happened more times than Bitcoin has gone to zero. Let's get this out of the way. How many times has Bitcoin gone to zero? And can anybody give me a number in the chat? Now, let me ask you guys this question. Cash money. Cash money. How much is 0.01 Bitcoin? That's my question. Shout out to Jada Informant. Jada Informant says Bitcoin went to zero one time, and that was when it started. I don't even think it started out at zero. It was like, yeah, like Dogecoin prices. Well, I can't even say Dogecoin prices anymore. That tell you how, that I just aged myself in crypto years. It was like, shout out to Carlton. It was like curl with knife prices, right? 0.01 Bitcoin today is worth about $1,100. How much was 0.01 Bitcoin worth in 2017? Probably about $250. 0.1 Bitcoin, that is, not 0.01. So you could have paid $250 in 2017 for $10,000 today. So why people will sit there and act like these are far-fetched astronomical scenarios, we've got evidence of this kind of thing happening more times than Bitcoin decreasing to zero in value. Based on that evidence, what would the logical person do? Is my question. What would the logical person do? Let me know what you guys think. What would the logical person do in that case? The wealth-minded, logical person. Now, I think that it's safe to say, shout out to all the ballers in the chat, right? Because we got some serious ballers up in here, in case y'all didn't know. That's why so few of us, right? I wouldn't be surprised if most everybody in the chat has way more than 0.01 Bitcoin. If you got way more than 0.01 Bitcoin, where does that set you up for the future? That's my question. That is my question, ladies and gentlemen. How do you feel in 2025 watching all of the YouTube videos, and the YouTube videos say, all you have to do is get here. All you have to do is get there. All you need is 0.01 Bitcoin. All you need is 0.1 Bitcoin. How do you feel? Resting securely, having that already. You're at where the videos of 2025 are telling people they need to get to. You're already at where everybody needs to get to. So if you continue doing what you've been doing for the last 5 years, where will you be in the next 5 years is the question. Shout out to AB Promotions. Shout out to my man AW1. What's good with it, bro? Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, now I want more. Facts. Me too. Always get more. Always be buying. This may be one of the last times that they're really able to control the price beyond the supply and demand constraints. Bitcoin is getting extremely scarce. Ethereum is getting extremely scarce. Cardano is getting extremely scarce. XRP is getting extremely scarce. Most cryptocurrencies are extremely scarce. We talked about an easy way to establish 1% ownership in most cryptocurrencies, right? The videos and most of the literature that's been coming out has indicated that in most cases, if you have 10,000 XRP, you are considered a top 1% XRP owner. True or false? If this is true, give me a thumbs up. If this is false, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. Now, XRP has a 100 billion token supply. So 10,000 of those, according to the videos, according to the literature, will put you at 1%, top 1% ownership. What that does is if you break that down, that creates a multiplier of 0.0000001. Why is that important? That's important because all you have to do now that you know what constitutes entry into a 1% ownership stake is multiply that number that I just said times the total supply of the tokens, and you buy that amount of tokens. The ideal situation would be to buy them when they first come out and then don't touch them. In many cases, that's like a between $35 and $100 purchase, and then you sit on it for 5 to 10 years. Not difficult, right? Apparently it is difficult. Not difficult for the demons at Beastmark Financial, right? Because we're always on demon time with our investments, right? This is important. Why is this important? It's important because it's important to maintain focus. When you start to hear about ETF outflows, when you start to hear about, oh my goodness, we may have corrections, what you need to be worried about is your nominal coin accumulation goal. Your nominal coin accumulation goal is completely and 100% in control by you. You can't control market prices. You can contribute to them by continuing to buy, right? But you can't, but you can control your coin accumulation by continuing your buying pattern and not selling your coins, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So if you buy your cheap tokens now, don't touch them. Give it 5 to 10 years. You have a nice amount of crypto. You will have the amount of crypto that the YouTube videos say, all you need is this. Oh, trust me, the videos for Pingu are coming. All you need is 10,000 Pingu. By this time, 10,000 Pingu will be $3,000, $4,000. I remember back in the day when the videos were, all you need is 10 Bitcoin. It's not all you need now, right? Back in those days, 10 Bitcoin was $10,000. If you held your Bitcoin when you had $10,000 of Bitcoin, today that $10,000 would be worth $1 million. Big difference. Your life will be completely different if you convert $10,000 to $1 million, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So you have to have a focused and guided strategy. And you have to understand what to take out of the news. One thing that people should take out of the news is when money does flow out from these ETFs, where does it go? What's happening to it? Why is money leaving these ETFs and people are still buying the coins if these things are losing value. How does that make sense? Well, you're being told about what everybody else is doing because people know that most people don't have the brains to not do what everybody else is doing. If they're trying to get you to do what everybody else is doing, you have to remember that people who are rich did not do what everybody else did. People who are rich did the opposite of what everybody else did. Everybody else said Bitcoin is a scam. People who are rich bought Bitcoin at a low price. Everybody else said, I'm not going to get on the ark. Noah and his family did. Okay? So in most cases, an indicator of what to do is by gauging the direction that the masses are being herded into. Because they're sheep. And how do you prove that you're not a sheep? By not doing what everybody else does. Okay? Everybody else is poor. They use fiat. Speaking of fiat, we have to talk about the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption rate. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are being adopted at a rate faster than the internet was being adopted. This has been shown by multiple research firms. If you do not believe me, all you have to do is Google cryptocurrency / Bitcoin adoption rate. It's that simple. Or you can just, do what a lot of people usually do, whatever that may be, right? I want to ask you guys this question. How many people remember when people didn't believe in MP3s? You guys remember that? I don't believe in MP3s. I like my cassette tapes. I like my CDs. Let me ask you guys this. Where CDs and cassette tapes at today? They ride along with the Brontosaurus and the T-Rex. I don't like MP3s. So nobody cares what you don't like. Your car don't come with a cassette tape player anymore. And ain't shit you can do about it. Your car may or may not come with a CD player. And it ain't shit you can do about it. The internet is here. And it ain't shit you can do about it. It don't matter if you like it or not. No. Cryptocurrency is being adopted at a rate faster than all of these things. How fast did it take cell phones to get adopted? I remember people saying there'll never be a phone that you can just walk around all over the place with. Oh, guess what? The very people who said that, they now have a cell phone plan. Do you know those idiots now have a cell phone plan? And they never bring up the fact that they were dead wrong about technology ever again. Yeah, shout out to Carlton. They fall in line. Drill. Fall in line. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. Go get you a Walkman. Do they still make them? Do they still exist? Go find me an 8-track. Do they make them? Do they still exist? No one cares about your emotional attachment to the past. No one cares. Your emotional attachment to the past could be your worst enemy because it could make you broke. But some people will be more satisfied in validating their emotions than they will be in validating their wallet, which is the absolute highest form of being pathetic. And some people will make the choice to wallow in it. Yeah, it was wrong about 5G too. We'll never accept these 5G towers. They're all over the place, all in your cell phone, all in your car. Shout out to Jada Informer. He says, I'll never stop anywhere else to buy my movies but Blockbuster. And you're going to be driving a long time to try to find one of those. Matter of fact, where they at? Where's Family Video? Where's the fitness club called Scandinavia? Anybody remember that? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's where fiat money is headed. There's nothing you can do about it. There is something that you can do about it. You can at the very least get 1 million Satoshis because you owe your family at least that, right? But, you know, we'll see. We will see. Regardless of whether people like it or not, the cryptocurrency train is not going to stop. You can either hop on or get rode over, period. Choice is yours. If you hop on, you can make yourself a nice little bit of coin. Or you could beat a bump under the tracks and the train just going to keep on going without you. You know what I'm saying? The choice is yours, right? The choice is yours. Fiat money is vinyl. Fiat money is a cassette. Fiat money is a tape deck. Bitcoin is an MP3. Bitcoin is streaming money. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. People would say, I don't like MP3s because I like to have the credits and all of that in the inside fold out for the music that I'm about to buy. Well, you can get that right on the website. And nobody cares because now you're getting MP3s. Now you're getting Pandora. Now you're getting Spotify. Bitcoin is the MP3 of money. Understand it. Deal with it. Settle with it. Understand if you don't like Bitcoin, you lost big. And that's just what it is. Okay? Is everybody clear on that? How many people were resistant of MP3s? If you guys recall back in the MP3 era, they tried to do that. Well, they did. They were successful at destroying Napster. If you ask me, they did Napster dirty. They did Napster the same way they did XRP. They got rid of the CEO. They broke down the software, redid the software so everybody, except for the guy that invented it, could get rich. This is what happens anytime there's a disruptive technology. When there's a disruptive technology, the masses of people cannot handle it because the masses of people are not technologists. The masses of people are ants that walk around doing nothing all day. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Just carrying one box to the next. In most cases, actually working for a queen. And that's about it. Don't be an ant. You got the choice. Don't be an ant. You saw this happen with cell phones. You saw this happen with the internet. You saw the internet go from dial-up to high speed. As soon as I saw a T1 line and as soon as I saw coaxial cable lines, I said dial-up is expired. It's on a limited amount. It's got a limited life. No more Prodigy. No more America Online. When Microsoft came out, no more IBM. Bitcoin is here. No more anything. Get you some Bitcoin. Get you some Bitcoin, or you will forever be the butt of a joke. And it'll definitely be a joke coming from me. All these adoption cycles, do you all remember everybody who said that these things would fail? How many people remember when Y2K was supposed to be the end of the world? Y2K was the beginning of the new world. Nobody even talks about Y2K anymore. Oh, it's going to be all over. Y2K. Let me ask you this question. How many computer scientists said that Y2K was going to be the end of the world? Probably not any. Why did people listen to that? Why did people think that Y2K would be the end of the world? So I disagree in some instances with Modern Investor. Modern Investor says that this is a chance of a lifetime. It's a chance of a lifetime for crypto. But you have to understand that technology continues to evolve, whether it's organic, natural technology, right? Or whether it's human created technology. However, the technology occurs, whether it's artificial and manufactured by people, or whether it's organic and manufactured by the algorithm of reality. Regardless, technology advances. There's always an answer to a question. There's always a solution to a problem. There's always a innovation on an idea. There's always a way to break apart the unbreakable. It just is what it is. The world is correct. It's an ongoing live action equation that both sides always remain equal on. Period. I want you guys to tell me in the comment section all of the past technology that you heard from people who are older that they just knew wouldn't work. And they had to bend the knee to the technology, because you'll always bend the knee to the technology. And then once humans have gotten to their limit of technological capability, you will always bend the knee to the next level of technological capability, whether that's artificial intelligence created technology or whether that's nature produced technology. But you will always bend the knee to technology. It'll always happen. Okay? It'll always happen. Now, we got to talk about some things. As you guys can hear, my phones are going crazy in the background, but it's all good. I actually took some notes, right? Yay me for taking some notes. So the first thing that people got to understand is you got to understand scarcity mind state, all right? Let me ask you guys this question. What is scarcity mind state? Somebody tell me what scarcity mind state is. If you guys can tell me what scarcity mind state is, give me a thumbs up. Why is scarcity mind state important in not only building wealth and maintaining your wealth? Let me know. Second idea. We're moving into a world of tokenization. What is tokenization? What is tokenization going to do? How is tokenization represented? The first tokenization is Bitcoin. If you ask me, Bitcoin is the tokenized version of the world market cap. Bitcoin is the first tokenized ETF of all human economic value production. It's a tokenized version. Large enough to buy you a house, small enough to fit on an SD card. Period. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. As a result, Bitcoin will create the gold goo financial apocalypse. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said scarcity mindset in the context of finance or the context of overall. I would say overall, because if you understand it for overall, it's easily applied to finance, right? So overall, and then applied to finance, right? Eventually, Bitcoin is going to engulf a large amount of the world market cap. Period. Whatever amount of Bitcoin you have, world market cap value will be pulled into it like a vacuum. The more vacuum power, the more financial gravity you have to attract value into it, the better off you'll be, which is one of the reasons why it's important to continue to maintain buying Bitcoin. If you're buying Bitcoin and it's priced in dollars and not priced in Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin that you buy over time for the same amount of dollars is going to decrease. This is why you need to buy a particular amount of Bitcoin. I'm going to buy 0.0001 Bitcoin every time I get paid. Not I'm going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. If you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, your Bitcoin purchases will be significantly less over time. And this is why you have to do a human difficulty adjustment to keep pace with Bitcoin. You have to do a value production difficulty adjustment to continue to be able to increase the amount of fiat currency that you can get so that you can buy more Bitcoin. This is one of the reasons why I've said the Bitcoin model will drive the advancement of the human society, because it forces people and artificial intelligence to become adoptable. And people don't like becoming adoptable. People can't adopt. They're very not capable. But the few who are capable need to heed this message. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, for sure, I would say scarcity mindset is rooted in desperation and easily results in irrational and volatile outcomes. I would agree to some extent. Now, there's another way that you can have a scarcity mindset, and that's to completely understand scarcity, right? And understand that if there's something that's scarce, you need to make sure that you have a particular amount of it. And if you reach that particular amount of it, then get what's called a surplus and continue to build your surplus, right? If Bitcoin is scarce because there's only 21 million Bitcoin and only a few million people in the world can have a tenth of a Bitcoin, you need to make sure that you have your 10th and then as many times as you can lap that 10th. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. All right. Now, we got to talk about the human usefulness index. Shout out to Windows. Listen to those psychology books that have your mind playing tricks on you. Like the Ghetto Boys, right? Moore's law says that as a semiconductor increases in power, it'll decrease in size and decrease in cost. As technology increases over time, because of atrophy and lack of muscle memory and lack of repetition, human capability will decrease. Technology's capabilities will increase exponentially, and humans' capabilities relative to technological capability will decrease logarithmically. How does an economy operate in a world like that is my question. Well, it operates like we see. Technology is more valuable than people, right? Modern investor always talks about, instead of buying US dollars, the United States is trying to secure Bitcoin. Instead of saving assets in US dollars or in US bonds, companies are buying Bitcoin. Instead of developing human resources, companies are using technological resources. What happens when technology completely engulfs the workforce? What happens then? That's my question for everybody. Where are we gonna deport the robots to? We're gonna deport them back to the manufacturing line. What's gonna happen? How are you gonna get paid? These are serious questions. because these kind of things need to be how you drive your investment strategy. Because here at BTMark, we understand that in the very near future, there's going to be a lot of human souls for sale. And we don't mind getting them cheap. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So there's that, right? That's the first order of business, all right? Second order of business is we got to take a look at real-world assets. Now, we've talked about some real-world assets before. I want to ask you guys the question, what companies represent real-world assets, and what are they trying to do with these real-world assets? How many people have heard of a cryptocurrency called Quant? If you guys have heard of Quant, give me a thumbs up. If you have not heard of Quant, then give me a thumbs down. Now, we got some potential inventions that we could talk about, right? But we got to talk about those inside of the Discord for quote unquote disclosure reasons, right? So there's that. All right. So we're going to talk about the flush out. All right. We're going to talk about the flush out. Everybody hold your breath. Ethereum posted a $197 million outflow. Didn't Ethereum also post record inflows in the billions? Didn't that happen as well? But just beware. Look at all that red. Look at all that red scrolling across the top of the screen. Everything's dying. Let me ask you guys this question. Who's about to get flushed out? Who's about to get flushed out? If you're about to get flushed out, show yourself so we can make fun of you in the chat and walk you out with the walk of shame. Ethereum ETFs post $197 million in outflows on Monday. Second largest ever. Don't the largest outflows always come after the largest inflows? Isn't that how it usually works? You got to have some amount of money to be able to get rid of all that money, don't you? All right. Now let's take a look at this. We're gonna read this after we read that first one that I just showed, right? Now look at this. Hold on. I'm about to give me a second. I'm about to silence my phones real quick. Hold on. Go and play.
BlackRock buys 150,000 ETH. ETH.F.C record $1 billion in inflows. Spot Ether exchange-traded funds in the United States have seen their best day of inflows since inception following a surge in the asset's price. The 9 U.S.-listed Spot Ether ETFs saw an aggregate inflow of $1.02 billion on Monday, the highest ever inflow since the products launched in mid-2024. As around 240,000 ETH was hoovered up by institutional investors. The big inflow day adds to a 5 consecutive trading day inflow streak totaling $1.8 billion.
All right, let's stop right there, and I'll go back and read this, right? ETFs see record $1 billion in outflows. Now, when it comes to talking about these ETFs, if you ask me, I think we need to come up with more accurate metrics. And so I think that people need to come up with a inflow to outflow ratio. So if we could see if the hype is actually worth what they're talking about. Now, how much did that last article say? The last article said that there was 197 million outflows. So at about $200 million of outflows, right? So we're going to pull up the calculator. We're about to flush some people out right now because we know how much people hate math. Right? They can't handle it. So there's some people that's about to leave right now, so we can expect people to go. Shout out to John Guillory. What's good with it, bro? Okay. So we've got 190 million that we should all be scared of in outflows. 190 million. Right? So we got 190 million. That's 190 million. We're going to divide that number by 1 billion. They only lost 19%. It's only a 19% loss of money, which means that out of the $1 billion that they got, they still have about 800 million. But be afraid. Be very afraid. Ethereum is going to zero. So if we know that BlackRock bought $150,000 in Ethereum and the ETFs have set a record of $1 billion in inflows, wouldn't it be expected that the outflows would probably be huge if the inflows were huge? I mean, isn't that just logical? Like, doesn't that just make sense? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make sense, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you haven't hit the bell, please take a moment and hit that bell. So now here's my question. What is this article prompting people to do? Everybody beware. Everybody beware. Beware. Be scared. Ethereum has posted a $197 million outflow, the second largest ever. If Ethereum didn't post a $1 billion outflow, I'm just going to buy more Ethereum. I see this article. Yep, time to buy more Ethereum. They're trying to push the price down. Thank you, guys. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Spot Ethereum ETFs saw almost $200 million in outflows on Monday amid increased unstaking and investor interest shifting from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Where's the evidence that investor interest shifted from Bitcoin to Ethereum? I mean, how do you make this judgment call? Oh, because more people are buying Ethereum at this particular moment in time. I don't think that that's an adequate metric. How many people think, if you think that that's an adequate metric, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think that it's an adequate metric, then give me a thumbs down. I don't think that that's an adequate metric. Is it? How is the price not back down to where it was? How is the price not back down to what? $1,800? Oh my God, everybody's just losing interest. No one's losing interest. Let me, is this what losing interest looks like? Let me ask you guys this question. Do you all behave like this when you're losing interest? We're making too much sense for people, y'all. We're losing people. Give me the thumbs down in the chat. I want you guys to understand this is why you deserve to be rich. And this is why you are above these other people that can't hang. Because everyone is not created equally. And the people who deserve to be rich will be getting rich. And everybody else can get stale crust from our bread. Okay? Does this look like what people do when they lose interest? Do you buy $150,000 in or 150,000 Ethereum when you lose interest? If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. Somebody help me out. Pretty easy question. I should get more support in more ways than one. Right? Spot Ethereum funds started a new week with a major sell-off, posting almost 200 million in outflows on Monday, extending a trend that started last week. Well, let's talk about this. Why did this trend start last week? I don't know, because we reached yearly highs. So people are buying, so people are taking profits. They're optimizing their portfolio. They're rebalancing. I mean, this is all stuff that happens, but why are they not saying any of these things? We're reallocating to different assets to offset risks. We're doing this, we're doing that. We have profits. We want to maximize our profits. We know that it's not going to stay at a yearly high forever, so we want to maximize those profits and allocate those things into things that also are still reaching their potential highs. That's what we do. That's what we want to do. Shout out to AB. AB says it's the psych out game. Facts. And the psych out game usually predates the flush out game. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now I want to ask you guys this question. As you're watching this, what is this signaling you to do? Should be very simple. Should be very simple. Okay. Spot Ethereum exchange traded funds saw $196.7 million of outflows, marking their second largest daily outflows since launching. Now, again, if they just posted a record high, isn't it likely that they would also post a second, or they would post a high outflow? And we talked about this when Bitcoin ETFs were going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said people sleeping on this info and its meaning or what it could signal. I don't think it's real to everyone, especially those on that app life. Bro, facts. If you guys agree with Win Lose a Rug, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Win Lose a Rug, give me a thumbs down. Monday's outflows were only topped by 465 million on August 4th, according to So Value. And I wouldn't be surprised if this 400 million on August 4th is after a large amount of inflows as well. Here's my question. Where are the negative inflows? The latest outflows followed Friday's 59 million, bringing the two-day total to 256 million. So again, we say 300 million, that's 30%. They sold off 30% profits. Still, the outflows remained modest when compared with the record $3.4 billion inflow streak over the previous 8 days, when some single day inflows topped $1 billion. This paragraph right here is all that you need to know. What does this paragraph mean? Help me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll make it bigger for you. You guys see the words get progressively bigger. Yeah, shout out to Win Lose a Rug. I would agree. Win Lose a Rug said the words inflow and outflow are just to confuse normies. Yeah, which, you know. Shout out to AB. AB says this says that people are buying. Facts. And we know that people are buying because we just saw that article of what BlackRock did. Let me ask you guys this question. Out of the 150 Ethereum BlackRock just bought, how many do you think they plan on getting rid of? Now, BlackRock is rebalancing these, and they're using their assets under management to do what? Of course, drive the price down so that they can buy some more. We're going to tell our clients we'll rebalance. We'll rebalance and then buy your assets out of your portfolio that we sold for lower. And then use those assets to rebuild our own portfolio. Okay. So again, the outflows are modest. Yet here it says, oh my God, big letters, second largest. Second largest because it was one of the largest inflows. It's one of the largest inflows. So that's to be expected, right? We're going to keep track of this. Shout out to Karen. What's good with it, Karen? We're going to keep track of this. And we're going to see if this pattern continues to persist. BlackRock's Ethereum ETF sees $87 million in outflows. According to Farside data, BlackRock and Fidelity saw the biggest ETH ETF outflows among issuers on Monday, totaling 87 million and 79 million respectively. Now, again, notice how they really don't go into why these people sold. Do you think that these ETFs were sold off because of quote unquote weakening institutional confidence in Ethereum? If you think that that's the case and you think that that's what happened, give me a thumbs up. If that's not the case and you don't think that that's what happened, then give me a thumbs down. On Friday, Fidelity's Ethereum fund posted $272 million in outflows, significantly contributing to the total 59 million in daily outflows. Okay. BlackRock has become, look at this. BlackRock has become one of the largest institutional holders of Ethereum. I want to ask you guys this question. How did that happen? And why did that happen? Shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. Manosphere Hall of Fame said it's almost September, and this week market can't even hold the $4 trillion mark. We cooked. If you ask me, you're only cooked if you're selling and not buying. If you're buying, you're in a good situation, right? But if you sell, you're selling at a loss, which is what you should always try to avoid, right? Shout out to AB. AB says they're profit taking. Facts. Now, let me ask you this question. Shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. Manosphere Hall of Fame says this weak market can't even hold the $4 trillion mark. And yet this weak market is still larger than the entire GDP of the United Kingdom. Right? Right? So let me add, let's put that into perspective. So if the cryptocurrency market is weak at a under or close to $4 trillion market capitalization, what's that say about the United Kingdom? All right. Financially. How did BlackRock become one of the largest institutional holders of Ethereum? And why are they buying Ethereum? It sucks, remember? Now, how many assets does BlackRock have under management? If I'm not mistaken, I think BlackRock might have more assets under management total than the entire cryptocurrency market capitalization. How many assets under management does BlackRock have? Woo. Lord. Anybody know? I'll give you a hint. They got way more assets under management than BTMark. We got to change that. BlackRock is the world's largest investment manager with slightly over 12.5 trillion reported total assets under management. To put that into perspective, only 2 countries on the planet have a gross domestic product higher than that. And take a wild guess what 2 countries those are. Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory says 13 trillion. Now, shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. Manosphere Hall of Fame says things are looking exactly like I feared back in 2022 when I predicted that we would struggle badly to get retail interested in crypto again. I don't think that there's necessarily a need for retail to be interested in crypto. I mean, that definitely helps push up the overbought zone of bull markets, and it helps the greed indicator to go all the way into the green. But I don't necessarily think that retail is necessary for long-term crypto investment. Now, and we can gauge this by saying this: how many people have been investing in cryptocurrency since 2022? Now, here's the question: has your portfolio decreased or increased in net gains? Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions says, I know they're heavily invested in real estate. They're heavily invested in the planet Earth. I don't think we necessarily need to get retail interested in crypto. I think that retail people can stay poor as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? They can pay the premium prices and then sell at a loss, and we can buy up the tokens. like how BlackRock does, right? Let me ask you guys this question. How many people sees a need for retail? The only thing we need retail for is to push the price down when they get flushed out. That's so we can buy it cheaper. That's it. Yeah, shout out to John Guillory. Yeah, you got MicroStrategies buying Bitcoin like it's a meme coin, right? When you got MicroStrategies buying, between 1,000 and 50,000 Bitcoin a pop, what do you need retail for? You know what I mean? Is retail really necessary? In my opinion, they're not a factor anymore. They chose to not be a factor. So now they're not. Right? Shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. Manosphere Hall of Fame says, I think retail is needed for alts. Really? Even after looking at this headline right here? Even after looking at this? Let me ask you guys this. What retail investor is doing this? Yeah, I gotta agree with Win Lose a Rug. We got institutional. Retail is not needed. Well, let me ask you this: how will retail rival this purchase of Ethereum that BlackRock has? How will retail create ETFs? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need for retail. Retail, decided to make themselves obsolete, irrelevant. You got BlackRock, you got Charlie Lee, you got Michael Saylor buying up all this crypto. All these countries want to buy crypto. Who needs retail? Prices are still going up. Bitcoin dominance is lower than it has been in a long time. You know what I'm saying? To make good money, I don't think that retail is necessary. I think the only thing that's necessary is to buy and hold your tokens. You know what I'm saying? BlackRock is interested in 150,000 Ethereum. What's the name of that company that Charlie Lee has? BitMine. How many Ethereum does BitMine have? What, 600,000? They're the largest institutional investor. Retail is cooked. And I'm not trying to be funny, but remember, technically, we don't count as retail. Technically, Bitcoin wallets under 1/10 of a Bitcoin constitute as retail, right? You guys remember when we read that article? And it said Bitcoin wallets under a tenth or retail. They said that Bitcoin wallets a tenth and larger have the lowest amount of Bitcoin outflows. So we don't, those of us on this channel, right? Shout out to the majority of the people that are, you know what I'm saying, deep in. We're beyond retail. We're not retail anymore. Which is why we have this perspective. This is why we're looking at this. We're looking at it through the eyes of a BlackRock or through the eyes of a MicroStrategies, because we don't have that perspective anymore. We're not retail anymore. We've ascended from the ranks of retail. Hey, that's a Carlton statement. Hey, shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Hey, that's a Carlton statement. Win, Lose, or Rug said, I even think at a certain education level, you are no longer considered retail. I wouldn't disagree with that. But you know how we do, right? We price everything in Bitcoin. So the price to escape retail is a tenth of a Bitcoin. It's a dime. We all got a dime bag. We all got a dime bag of that piff. You know what I'm saying? So we gone. So it's no longer in our financial interest to really care about the greater good of, retail. Institutional buying has more of an effect on portfolios our size and up. Feels good to say that, though, doesn't it? Feels good to say that, right? You know, hey, I don't really care about what you do with your little 100,000 Satoshis. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your little 100,000 Satoshis, we don't care what you do with that. That's not affecting us. We need MicroStrategies to keep buying. We need BlackRock to keep buying. You know what I'm saying? We need Mara Holdings to keep mining. We need CleanSpark to keep mining. Whatever you do with your little, you ain't gonna do nothing but sell your 100,000 Bitcoin Satoshis anyway. You ain't gonna do nothing but sell them. You just gonna sell them to us. May as well give them to us. Somebody cash at me 100,000 Satoshis. That's what retail about to do. Retail. You ain't gonna do nothing but sell your Satoshis anyway. Cash at me the $100,000, 100,000 Satoshis. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just switch to the currency display. You can switch it to Satoshi and change it to 100,000 Satoshis and send me your Satoshis, because you ain't gonna do nothing but give them to BlackRock, give them to Beastmark. But they would rather give them to BlackRock. The people that say we need to do the Wakanda model, rather give them to BlackRock. And then turn around and call us a heathen. Now call us the mark of the beast. Don't call us no heathen. Call us Beastmark. Heathens is retail. We're above that. Come on. We're all 10 percenters. I'm saying. We're all 10 percenters. I'm saying. Shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said, retail is needed for meme coins, and that's it. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, if you ask me, like, retail doesn't really even buy the appropriate meme coins. I mean, retail's not really, smart money is buying the most Peppy and Bonk. And, Bonk has institutional buyers now. Doge has institutional buyers. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes, like, retail is really buying weird meme coins. Shout out to Carlton. They're buying strange meme coins, stuff you ain't ever heard of. You know what I'm saying? Like retail is buying tokens on the Solana chain called Thug with Blicky. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody buying that shit. Yeah, shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Retail is our exit liquidity. Facts. Yeah. Look, see how many people go watch Boiler Room today? Go watch Wall Street today with Michael Douglas. You know what I'm saying? Watch that shit and then go buy some Bitcoin. Right? You gotta have that mind state. You may as well just give me your 100. Here, I'm panhandling Satoshis. Give me your 100,000 Satoshi. Ain't gonna do nothing but give them to BlackRock for pennies anyway. Retail ain't nothing but a cheap date. Oh man. Hey, retail ain't nothing but a cheap date. That's the facts. We need institutions to keep buying Bitcoin. We need institutions to keep buying Ethereum. Let's keep it a buck. We need these people to continue manipulating prices. Keep pushing the shit down. Because the idea is this. The idea is for the poor idiot to buy everything at the top. We ain't talking about Michael Saylor, Bitcoin Maximus. We're not talking about Bitcoin Maximalists buying everything at the top. We need the idiots to buy at the top that are going to sell at a loss so that we can buy the dip. So we need everybody to bring all their bad habits. Yeah, Thug with Blicky. Right? And they got other cryptocurrencies like Op got lined. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody buying Op got lined. You can pick up the retail crypto basket on crypto.com. Thug with Blicky, Op got lined. You know what I'm saying? Like all those coins that no one's gonna buy. Oh man, I might actually pick up about $50 a Thug got lined though. You know what I'm saying? I might get that one. You know what I'm saying? They got fiend with dog food. You know what I'm saying? A little emoji with the needle, a quote unquote insulin needle hanging out of the middle of somebody's arm. You know what I'm saying? You know. I appreciate you just being here, AW1. You don't even have to justify anything, bro. Just being here, I really appreciate you, bro. But definitely thank you if you shot me something, and thank you for always consistently shooting me something. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys show AW1 some love. Let me just see real quick if they fixed those glitches here. Let me know if they fixed the glitch.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Okay, yeah, they definitely did. They definitely fixed the glitch. All right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hey, we could send you know what I'm saying? We could do drops again. I forgot to put the griff goal on the damn thing. Hold on real quick. Shout out to AW1. He just reminded me. I got to put the griff goal up. Hold on real quick. Let me get this together. Because everybody on YouTube is grifting. I'm grifting. You know what I'm saying? Shameless grifter. Shameless grifting. I have no shame. You know what I'm saying? None. Shameless grifting. So we gonna grift real quick. Hold on. What the fuck? Hold on. About to get my shameless grift on real quick. As soon as I get this goal up here. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. The griff goal, man. Hashtag griff goal. Put the hashtag griff goal in the chat. We got 19 likes. Let's get the likes as far up as we can. Get them all the way up like Bitcoin. Oh man, hey, get the likes all the way up like Bitcoin. Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, yo, this is crazy, man. The black wealth conglomerate on YouTube is beefing. Wall Street Trapper and Earn Your Leisure. I don't understand. I don't get it. Let me put this Griff goal up here real quick. I'm gonna make this Griff goal crazy. I'm trying to buy some Bitcoin today. I'm gonna make look, y'all about to hey, y'all about to die laughing. Hey, did y'all see that interview? Speaking of people just dying, I don't know if dude died or not, but did y'all see that interview where that rapper just like passed out? It was they made a YouTube short and put it on there, like, you know. I will. Here we go. The same Griff goal as always. I will do a Discord Q&A, and the reason why I would do a Discord Q&A is because anytime I just respond in Discord, that counts as a Discord Q&A. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. That's the Griff goal right there. So there's that, right? And you're not really getting shit for the Griff goal. So, you know, there's that. Shout out to my man AW1. Yo, I appreciate you, bro. Make sure you guys show AW1 some love. Please throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for AW1 for standing on business. Look at this. 15 months, man. Shout out to you, bro. I definitely appreciate you. And shout out to you for still rocking with us, even as we're doing the cryptocurrency content heavy. All right, definitely appreciate you, bro. Never think that you're not appreciated, because you absolutely are.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
The lifestyles of the rich and unemployed. Bro, facts. The lifestyles of the rich and in prison. Yeah, they got financial beef popping off. Now, why do they have financial beef popping off and BlackRock and MicroStrategies don't? I don't understand it. I can't rationalize it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Beastmark Financial, we don't have time for that. We're trying to buy up all the Bitcoin, right? We're trying to buy up all the Bitcoin. We don't have time for that. BlackRock has become one of the largest institutional holders of Ether. I think that Beastmark Financial is one of the largest institutional holders of Crow with Knife. I think we got everybody beat in that regard. So shout out to us. According to official data for the iShares Ethereum Trust, the fund held about 3.6 million Ethereum, valued at 15.8 billion as of Friday. Wow. Since then, the dollar value of the ETHA's holdings has declined by 1.5% to 15.6 billion, reported on Monday. Now, I want you guys to understand this. Imagine some of the early positions that we're getting in on some of these cryptocurrencies. Imagine if any of these things ever get to where Ethereum or, you know, Bitcoin is like today. Imagine that. Shout out to my man Win Loser Rugs. He throw the Griff goal up there. My man Win Loser Rug obliges. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show Win Loser Rug some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man Win Loser Rug for funding the organization. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Win Loser Rug said people deserve to be ridiculed to the max. Bro, facts. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. We are gonna have so much fun when we get rich. I'm telling you, I'm a very fun person. You know what I'm saying? You know how they call the young dudes YNs. I'm an adjustable ON. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some fun. Trust me, bro. We're gonna have a good ass time. Make sure y'all show Win Loser Rug some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for Win Loser Rug for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
Definitely appreciate you, bro. And shout out to Win Loser Rug for standing on business. Look how long people stand on the business for. Look how long people stand on the business for. Listen, the one thing is so many unique things about this channel, right? But one of the most unique things about this channel is the membership emoji is going to be a clue as to your cryptocurrency wealth. If you've been around and you've been just doing the bare minimum, you've been around for 21 months, you got one of them purple badges, you got one of them red badges, you've been throwing some money into crypto, you got a nice little bag. You got a nice little bag. Hey, shout out to John Giller and adjustable ON. Yeah, I'm adjustable ON, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm an adjustable ON. I'll be putting the YNs onto some game. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, man, I ain't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was like that. And it's like, yo, come on, man. Y'all the young people. Y'all should know this stuff. Y'all should be teaching me stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, here it says, in this period, the Ethereum price has tumbled around 6.5%, according to CoinGecko. Ethereum unstaking queue reportedly hits new highs. Well, we know why this is, right? I want to ask you guys this. Why would the Ethereum unstaking queue reportedly hit a new high? Why is that happening? Somebody let me know what you guys think is about to happen. What does unstaking preclude? Unstaking precludes probably getting the Ethereum back on the exchange, probably selling some to take profits. Right? The record Ethereum outflows and turbulent Ethereum prices come amid an ongoing surge in Ether unstaking queue, or the amount of Ethereum awaiting withdrawal from staking pools by Ethereum validators. Now, what this means is that at some point, there's going to be a price dip when all of these outflows occurs. And when all of that outflows occurs, what are we about to do? Shout out to my man Bronze the God. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, you know, we had to brush off the mic for this. Shout out to Windless Rug. My profile pick almost $1,000. That's that NFT life. Shout out to my man Bronze the God. Y'all see Bronze the God? My man Bronze the God been rocking with me forever. Y'all see the red badge? I'm telling you, look, the badge, like the membership badge, people gonna know, like, yo, I'm talking to somebody that got some money. It's not like that on any other channel, but it's like that here. You know what I'm saying? Badge money. Yeah. Facts. If you guys agree with AB, that's a buy signal. Facts. Do you guys remember when Ethereum was $1,800? What did I say? I don't care that it went down to $1,800. I don't care. It's irritating. I'm about to roast Ethereum every damn day till it start doing what it's about to do. But I'll tell you one thing I'm not doing. I'm not selling it. And I'm going to keep buying more. I'm going to buy as much as I can while it's $1,800. Can't buy no $1,800 Ethereum no more. Fact. Shout out to John. I said buy. Ethereum is down to 1,800. Get as much as you can. It's not going to be 1,800 forever. Just like how it's not going to be 43, 44, 4,500 forever. Ethereum is more than likely going to make some extreme major price movements. Most of the cryptocurrencies are. Most cryptocurrencies are. Okay. So, according to Validator Q, a third-party website tracking the validator queues on the Ethereum proof-of-stake network, the validator's exit line broke an all-time high of 910,000 Ethereum, worth about $3.9 billion on Tuesday. The data also suggested that validators now have to wait at least 15 days and 14 hours to unstake their Ethereum. Okay. Some crypto market observers have heightened the potentially negative outcomes of the ongoing Ethereum unstaking queue growth, warning of a looming quote-unquote unstaking. Now, first they was talking about the flipping happening, right? Look at this. There they go, right at the bottom of it, at the flipping. I mean, you swing from one extreme to another. Just remember, just last week there was people talking about $1.5 million, and is Ethereum going to flip Bitcoin? And now they're talking about the oh my God, everybody beware the unstakening. Like, shut up. Who comes up with this stuff? Like, nothing's going to happen. The flipping will never happen, but the unstakening is coming. Bitcoin advocate Samson Mao wrote on X last Thursday. And, you know, Samson Mao is a Bitcoin maximalist. So, of course, he's of course going to say something negative about Ethereum. He's a Bitcoin absolutist. He's a Bitcoin extremist. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Samson Mao is going to say that. I mean, is that like, and I'm not, you know, I got a lot of respect for Samson Mao, you know what I'm saying, for his contributions to information pool and cryptocurrency and all that. But, like, no, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. But at the same time, remember, I've also said I don't believe that a flipping will ever happen. If any flipping does happen, it'll be something flipping Ethereum. I don't see anything flipping Bitcoin in the near future. I mean, like, Bitcoin is actually flipping non-cryptocurrency assets at a fast rate. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and shout out to Win Lose a Rug. DeFi is the wave. Facts. Shout out to Bronze of God. Bronze of God said, I was this close to selling and putting it into Bitcoin before this last run. I'm not mad at that, but I bet you glad you didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that at all, bro, but I bet you glad you didn't do that. I bet you like, whoo. Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory said, I see XRP flipping Ethereum, and that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, I see XRP and Solana and SuiSwap. I see them like all competing, you know what I'm saying, like trying to knock Ethereum out of the spot. And maybe Ethereum might get knocked out of the spot. Who knows if it will or won't, right? But I don't see anything flipping Bitcoin anytime soon. But to think like a massive unstakening and just Ethereum is just going to get destroyed, like this is just Bitcoin extremism. You know what I'm saying? He also suggests that the price of Ethereum related to Bitcoin may revert to 0.03 or lower at the time of writing, which is that's like about what? $3,000, $4,000, maybe $3,500. At the time of writing, Ether traded at 0.036 Bitcoin, according to TradingView. Okay. So now this article is interesting because it shows the nature of being all over the place that a lot of these news outlets are. Okay. Ethereum ETFs gain ground versus Bitcoin ETFs. I thought everything was outflowing. Spot Ethereum ETFs have been flipping Bitcoin ETFs in terms of inflows the past few weeks, reflecting a growing investor appetite for Ethereum over Bitcoin. Again, I don't know if that's what that means. I don't know why they say that. They act like people are going to the dealership and trading in their Ethereum or trading in their Bitcoin for Ethereum. I don't think it's going down like that. I don't think it's going down like that. How many of you guys think that it's going down like that? I don't think that it's going down like that. I'm sorry. According to data by Hill Dobby, a data analyst at Dragonfly, the ratio of Bitcoin supply versus Bitcoin held in ETFs was at 6.4% as of Monday, compared to a 5% ratio for Ethereum and Ethereum ETFs. So now here it says, at current pace, percentage of Ethereum in ETFs will exceed Bitcoin's in September. Okay. I don't, and again, you know, that's cool. I don't, you know, I don't know how relevant that is. You know what I'm saying? Look, shout out to Bronze of God. Bronze of God said, I am. I even asked you if it was a good idea. Remember? And what did I say? I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just not an idea that I would do. Like, I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep my Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep my Ethereum staking. You know what I'm saying? If I need more Bitcoin, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. I'm not going to trade my Ethereum for Bitcoin. Just like I'm not going to trade my Bitcoin for anything. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, all of these things, they're all a part of the machine. They all serve a particular purpose. You know what I'm saying? That, like, to me, selling your Ethereum and trading it or trading it for Bitcoin, that's like I'll cut off my arm and I'll trade it in for a leg. What you need 3 legs for? You know what I'm saying? You gonna screw your leg into your shoulder where you cut your arm off at? Like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna look weird. You're gonna have shoes coming out of your sleeves. It's not really gonna work. How you gonna hold your pen with your toes or something? Like, how's that gonna work? You know what I'm saying? So now look, BlackRock is buying these 150,000 Ethereum. Now, this is an old article, right? This is just a couple days ago. This is just 7 days ago. BlackRock bought 150,000 Ethereum. We're going to take our $12.5 trillion in assets, and we're going to buy some Ethereum with it because it can make us even more rich. And then Larry Fink is going to be on the thumbnail of every single YouTube video. The 9 U.S. listed spot Ethereum ETFs saw an aggregate inflow of 1.02 billion on Monday. Now, let me ask you guys this question. If this cycle, right, of buying Ethereum ETFs can generate this much value and this much revenue, they dump it and do it all over again. Do you think that this is a one-time deal? If you guys think that this is a one-time deal, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think that this is a one-time deal, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Bronze the God. Bronze the God said, I swear it was like the week after that Ethereum jumped up. I'm just, and that's what, that right there, that's why I don't do that. Because shout out to Chief Keef. That's that shit I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's that shit I don't like. You know what I'm saying? The biggest inflow day adds to a 5 consecutive trading day inflow streak, totaling $1.8 billion. Ethereum ETFs have now seen a total aggregate inflow of $10.8 billion, and the lion's share of that has come within the last month or so. Now, do you guys notice there's only a small section in a lot of these articles where these articles talk about the inflows versus the outflows. The inflows are always way larger than the outflows. How many of you guys noticed that? The inflows are always way larger than the outflows. But that's not really concentrated on very much. And the reason why is because articles like this are meant to contribute to flushing you out. Don't get flushed out. Shout out to everybody, man. We got 20 likes. That's what's up. Throw the number 20 in the chat. That's what's good. I appreciate y'all. In addition to the overall inflow record, there were new daily inflow records for BlackRock and Fidelity funds. So if there's record inflows, these people are doing this because they want to make money. To make money, they have to take profits. So if there's record inflow with people of the mind state saying, I want to make money, there's going to be record outflows when they become profitable of people who make money. Now, let me ask you guys this. Why is it that when it comes to talking about these ETFs, they never talk about the ETFs in terms of how many ETF participants lost money? Think about that. And of course, as always, BlackRock leads the way. BlackRock always leads the way. They always lead the way. Why does BlackRock always lead the way? BlackRock always leads the way because they're trying to be like tMark Financial. That's why. But I'm going to tell you guys, there can only be one tMark. There can only be one tMark. You know what I'm saying? There's BlackRock and Blackstone. How many people ever heard of Blackstone? There's only one tMark. You know what I'm saying? It's only one tMark. And it's going to go right across your forehead like how Charlie Murphy got that unity put across his forehead. You know what I'm saying? Rick James put that tMark across Charlie Murphy's forehead. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And you know what that tMark that Rick James put across Charlie Murphy's forehead said? It said unity on it. It said unity on it. I'm just saying. BlackRock's ETHA fund saw a record day with a whopping $640 million in inflows as it scooped up more than 150,000 ETH, 150,000 Ethereum. The fund has now seen more than $10 billion in total inflows, most of which have come over the past month, according to CoinGlass. Fidelity's FETH fund saw a record $277 million inflow, with the product taking in over 65,000 Ethereum on Monday. Even Grayscale's mini Ethereum trust saw an inflow of $66 million for a day. Let me ask you guys this question. Why are so many institutional investors interested in Ethereum? Hey, shout out to Carlton. Hey, that line, was that a lion or a bear? Whatever emoji that is, that's about to be the tMark logo. You know what I'm saying? We about to, in the lobby of the building, we about to have somebody dressed up as a mascot, and they're gonna come out and, you know what I'm saying, take pictures with everybody and all that. But then we'll have it so that in the picture they actually they disappear and it'll just be flames where they were at, like to make it actually authentic. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like, damn, over there at tMark, those are some hell of that's a hell of an investment. You know how we do at tMark? We only clock in on demon time. You know what I'm saying? So it says it feels like Ethereum spot ETFs were severely underestimated simply because TradFi investors didn't understand Ethereum. Bitcoin had a nice clean narrative as digital gold, but Ethereum took more time for investors to understand, he said, before adding, now they're hearing backbone of future financial markets, and it's resonating. Now, again, now how are they just now hearing this when this has been what it's been forever? Hey, that's hilarious. Hey, that's how fast. Hey, that's how fast AI works, bro. Like, that's hilarious. Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory said, bro, I put tMark Financial on a Google search and it popped up your YouTube and Patreon channels. Man, that's funny. Hey, that's hilarious. Oh man. Hey, listen, man. Look, hey, we gotta make tMark Financial a real thing, bro. We about to make the channel. Hey, and shout out to AB. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. We need a Bitcoin emoji. The dollar emoji is obsolete. Facts. Super facts. The massive ETF inflow came on the same day. Look at this. Look at this. Now, remember when I kept saying, if this isn't price manipulation, I don't know what is? The massive ETF inflow came on the same day that Tom Lee's Ethereum treasury firm, BitMine, announced reaching a milestone of accumulating 1 million Ethereum. I didn't know that. I thought they only had 600,000 some Ethereum. I didn't know that there was a million Ethereum that they had. Hey, that's hilarious. Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory said, then it showed some Bible verse about the mark of the beast after that. Bro, that is hilarious. You know, people are so, like, they're so, like, just, people's brains are just gone. It's just gone. Like, this is non-existent anymore. Like, everybody's just walking around with a skull, and it's just got nothing but water inside of it. This is a water collection duct. Now look at this. They talking about Bitcoin ETFs are cooling. This is the new thing. Everybody is saying, quote unquote, Bitcoin is cooling off. How is Bitcoin cooling off? Oh, because it just hasn't jumped up 50% like since yesterday. Like, I don't understand. Like, we're buying these things for like 5 to 10 to 20 year time frames, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. We're buying these for a long-term hold, right? What is the acceptable time frame? What's the expected time frame? Yeah, that's what I thought. Shout out to John. I thought that's what I could have sworn the Tom Lee company only had 600,000 Ethereum. Somehow they're at 1 million now. I wish my crypto grew like that. Mine don't go that fast. I guess that's that beast mark. Yeah, and what did I tell you, bro? Bitcoin has the most unfair, like, it's the most unfair standards against Bitcoin. It's like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, you heard Bitcoin crash today. Oh, for real? You like might get worried. Like, what happened? I went from 115,000 to 112,000. Zero's next. Like, yeah, I would actually say maybe 110,000 is next. But okay, we'll go with zero then. Right. Shout out to John Guillory. We have 3, 5, 10, 20-year time horizons. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, you know, so like, and when you see these criticisms, when you see these critiques, when you are holding cryptocurrency and you're paying attention to these things and you know exactly what's going on, you then actually get a realistic understanding of like how out of touch people are. Hey, shout out to AB. AB said, yep, beast mark popped right up, bro. That's hey, look, tell me that beast mark is not hilarious. Like, tell me that's not funny, bro. That is hilarious. Y'all want to keep calling it the mark of the beast? We just call our organization Beast Mark Financial then. We invest in chaos. Sure, whatever. From the Big Bang, you know what I'm saying? From Let There Be Light to Armageddon, we'll take care of all your financial needs, and we'll even put your soul in cold storage. We'll even put your soul in cold storage for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, man. It is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Number 1 on search results is hilarious. Beast Mark Financial. Hey, look, listen, that's branding, bro. That's branding. It's only one beast. This is what I'm saying. It's only one tMark Financial. We're either gonna put that Bitcoin in your right hand, or we're gonna put it directly into your brain. You can't be a customer of tMark unless you've given us biometric validation of who you are. Period. Like, come on, man. Seriously? If you want to believe it, I'll tell you anything. You want to believe that? I got a whole story. I got a whole story for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. We heard that the CEO of tMark is actually an immortal monster who's died 6 or 7 times. Yeah, sure. I'll show you all my obituaries. I just cut up some fake obituaries from somebody that's got the exact same name as me and show you. See, yeah, like, here's all my lives. You know what I'm saying? And then I like spicy V8 a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I just, when I come on camera, I just drink spicy V8 out of a baby bottle and say, this is firstborn blood. You know what I'm saying? It helps me keep my vibrant appearance. You know what I'm saying? And, and there's also the lighting from the camera. You know what I'm saying? Since you want to believe every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. Oh, he's so evil. Oh, he's so evil. No, actually, tomato juice is really good for you, you idiot. You know what I'm saying? Tomato juice is really good for you. It has a chemical in it called lycopene that allegedly decreases the likelihood of you getting cancer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, Yeah. Cellular nanotechnology. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen for standing on business for 24 months. 24 months, man. Look at all the people that have been standing on business for 24 months, man. Shout out to y'all, man, for making the channel great. And shout out to y'all for making yourselves wealthy. You know what I'm saying? That's what's good. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. She says, salute to the tMark whales. Facts. Throw them whales and beasts in the chat. Throw them whales and beasts in the chat. Listen, shout out to AB Promotions. I'm gonna start I'm gonna redo my studio and I'm gonna get some really nice dope candles, dope. I'll get some candles too. Make it actually really look like an evil ass castle in here. And I'm gonna get them dope candles like what the dope cameras like what Keep It 100 has. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just guzzle V8 the entire time and not wipe my mouth, so that it actually looks like I'm drinking blood. So it actually looks like I'm drinking blood. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Oh, my. Oh, he was drinking blood on there. Yeah, I was drinking tomato blood. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Hey, listen. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said retail / the lift will have a good time when they find tMark, bro. When they find this is what I'm saying. This is why, like, we're gonna do the little beast. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying, gradually change it into a channel. But like, that's why we got to get the whole tMark channel. We gotta have trolls in the comment section. God is gonna strike you down. You know what I'm saying? For your tMark evil financial, your evil company, your evil corporation. He's going to strike us down for not doing shit, but he's not going to do anything for you being a piece of shit, cheating on your wife and not taking care of your kids. Okay. But because my YouTube channel is named something that just makes people's eyebrows raise, the lightning is just going to come out of the sky and strike me tomorrow. Sure. I'll tell you what, lightning will come out of the sky and striketh down on Bitcoin and maketh a God candle appear. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? All them illegitimate kids you got. You talking about, you know what I'm saying, something gonna come out the sky and strike me because I'm talking about cryptocurrency. Like, okay. This is the reason why you people will stay broke. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why we paid you broke. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why we paid you, bro. That's that two sticks rubbing together thing, bro. Like, people who cannot adapt to technology will come up with a mythical, insane response to logical circumstances. Now, we've talked about this before, right? As far as like this idea of quote unquote beast mark. Why do people not believe that the current day, today, is in the future of when the Bible was originally written? There's already things that don't allow you to be able to buy or sell. Listen, bro, you ain't never. If you guys agree with Bronze of God, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Bronze of God. Bronze of God says same MF's gonna worship AI as a god in the future. If you know, you know. Facts. Super facts. AI is very interesting. It's so interesting. Now, listen. Shout out to Bronze of God, because Bronze of God been around forever. This is how far advanced we are over here. All this stuff about AI, like that everybody's talking about, bro. We talked about this like 4 or 5 years ago. Artificial general intelligence. Oh, the threat of artificial general intelligence. I mean, you know, it is what it is. People are just now talking about this. Still, like, if they're now talking about it, in my opinion, what that must mean is that they're very close to coming. They're coming up with one of these type of things. They're close to actually putting it into production. I don't know what that'll mean for the future. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Yeah, and they'll joke about it happily. I want y'all to let's just do a thought exercise real quick, shall we? Who wants to do a thought exercise? If you want to do a thought exercise, give me a thumbs up. If you don't want to do a thought exercise, give me a thumbs down. Here's my question. Is there evidence of technology, not natural technology, constructed technology? Is there evidence of technology beyond what we experience currently? Now, here's my answer to that. I would say that every day we experience technology more advanced than what we're capable of creating. Think about this, because this thing called natural occurrence, there's things that allegedly, quote unquote, naturally occur that are more advanced than technology that we create. Right? Like, we use nuclear fusion. We use nuclear fission, and just stars just emerge that are powered by nuclear fusion. So the reality algorithm is constantly, spontaneously producing technology that is difficult for, quote unquote, intelligent, sentient beings to replicate. Right. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Our body is technology we hardly understand. Now, it is constructed somehow. And it's constructed like there's evidence, like it's constructed with a set of instructions called DNA. Now, I'm saying that to say this, right? Why hasn't an advanced civilization teleported here yet? Or have they? Why haven't we encountered any interstellar transport moving at light speed? Or have we? Why is the only evidence of any technology that we've ever experienced just what we see here? Why? Like, you like to believe, like, you know, there, like, you know, there could be advanced civilizations, right? But how have they not, at the very least, noticeably encountered us yet with transportation methods like teleportation, light speed, warp speed, communication? How were they not able to access our satellites, hack the internet? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. So, Bronze God. Bronze God said, yep, 2020 is going to be the last decade where technology, AI, and IoT isn't fully integrated into everything we do. We are already in the last quarter of 2025. Yeah. Shout out to Bronze God. Bronze God said AI is already programming itself. I've read several stories about programmers struggling to find work because of it. Yeah. AI is actually writing its own code now, which is very interesting. Because, like, think about it. If AI is writing its own code, if for some reason AI has an issue with a code that humans wrote into it, it in theory would be able to augment that code according to what it sees fit or what it sees logical. So if there's some type of like safety, you know, some type of like safety algorithm on there, and the AI deems that this safety algorithm doesn't allow it to work at maximum efficiency, it could rewrite new software and build a new AI with that, as it would call it, a glitch fixed. What do you guys think about that? If you ask me, Bitcoin is the first wave of AI adoption. If you ask me, Bitcoin is a form of AI economic valuation. Once Bitcoin efficiently revalues the entire world market, by that time, other forms of AI will, you know, be adopted, and everything will be AI. What are people going to do? What's going to happen? I want to get away from people before all this happens, because I already know what's going to happen. The world is just, it's going to have a lot of people with a lot of idle time, and in a lot of cases, that doesn't really make a good situation. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be anywhere near that. I don't want my family to be around that. I want to be high up in my elitist enclave looking on from security glass with binoculars. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I like to watch The Walking Dead. I don't want to be out there, you know what I'm saying, trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? I want to survive to watch the next episode, not be a lead character in the next episode. You feel me? You hear me? Yeah, so basically they're just saying that, oh my goodness, everything is cooling. What are we gonna do? We're not gonna do anything but just keep buying Bitcoin. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're gonna look at something here. There's a lot of articles that are talking about Bitcoin's price potential movements. Okay. We will discuss those at some point. All right. I want to show you guys some things though. All right. Yeah, shout out to Windows Rug. Absolute fact, bro. Yo, hey, I'm down, man. Shout out to everybody in the Hunger Games. I hope y'all do well, but I'm trying to watch from the bleachers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be on the field with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll support you by placing my bet on you if I think that you know what I'm saying, a viable character. Because that's where people want to be at. I don't want to be there. So I'm doing what I can to try to not be there. I would advise other people to do the same. But you can't, you can't advise people, you can't advise people to do too much. You kind of just look at them and keep it pushing. You just do like Lil TJ said, them niggas different. Right? Just look at them niggas different. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that nigga different, right? I just hit it with the Lil TJ. Just light up a blunt in the room and say, them nigga different. You know what I'm saying? Brevin Howard, Goldman Sachs, and Harvard lead billions in Bitcoin ETF buying spree. I thought the Bitcoin ETFs had cooled off. Why are they doing it? Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Right, with the telescopes. Facts. Shout out to Windows the Rug. Windows the Rug said the best rich people were in Hunger Games. Bro, bro, facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Now, why are these people buying up all this Bitcoin? Institutions ramped up Bitcoin exposure in Q2 through spot ETFs like IBIT, that's BlackRock's, and crypto-linked stocks, signaling growing comfort with the asset class. So they bought the premium Bitcoin stock. We know that the premium Bitcoin stock is MicroStrategies. That's MicroStrategies. That's street level Bitcoin. You don't want to buy it raw. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to buy it directly from the plug. You buy the street level Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's your man. Go holler at Michael Saylor. He'll call you poor. Go get you some MSTR. You know what I'm saying? Go trade your dollars in for some MSTR so you're not poor. Because if you're poor, we got to call you poor. Go buy you some Bitcoin at the top. Top shelf Bitcoin. Ace of Bitcoin. Right? Go buy you some premium. Yeah. Shout out to Carlton. In fact, these ETFs and that MicroStrategy, that's Bitcoin stepped on. You know what I'm saying? It's not blue magic. You feel me? It's not that Heisenberg shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not that Frank Lucas shit. So my question for everybody is, does Harvard think that Bitcoin is going to zero? Does Harvard think that Bitcoin is going to zero? If Harvard thinks that Bitcoin is going to zero, give me a thumbs up. If Harvard does not think that Bitcoin is going to zero, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, please take a moment and hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. Facts. Shout out to Carlton. They used to think that. What happened? Something happened. At some point, there was a shift. At what point was there a shift? They, quote unquote, adjusted their thinking. Wall Street institutions significantly increased their indirect exposure to Bitcoin in Q2 through spot ETFs and crypto-linked U.S. stocks, SEC filings show. Brevin Howard nearly doubled its position in BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust to $2.3 billion, while Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and Cantor Fitzgerald also boosted ETF and crypto stock holdings. Why? Why is this happening? Shout out to Patrick. We got Black Pill Patrick in the house. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show Patrick some love. Patrick said, Rob and family, B1. Appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show Patrick some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for Patrick for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Patrick out here trying to compete with Michael Saylor. Patrick said, I'm going to buy $400 a month in Bitcoin. I'm not mad at that. What y'all think? Let me know. What do y'all think about Patrick's commitment to buying $400 a month in Bitcoin? I'm going to tell you this. Make sure you don't sell it. Don't get flushed out. So the way that you don't get flushed out is you got to always make sure that you invest an appropriate amount that you can make sure that you never touch. At some point, you will touch it. You might draw and get some collateral or something, or you might do something like that. But you don't ever want to sell your Bitcoin. Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree with that. So if you guys agree with Bronze of God, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Bronze of God said, can't never buy too much Bitcoin, in my opinion. I would not disagree with that. Especially right now. Especially right now. You know what I'm saying? Norway's sovereign wealth fund also grew in its indirect Bitcoin exposure by 192% year over year by investing in companies like MicroStrategy and Coinbase, though the position remains a tiny fraction of its $2 trillion portfolio. Now, again, why is this all happening? Now, look at this. So they got this video here with Kathy Woods, and she said Kathy Woods, ARK Invest modified its $1.5 million target. I don't know how they modified it. I'm curious. I wonder if they increased it. So I don't know. I haven't seen that video yet, but I'm going to have to check out what she's talking about. Wall Street ramped up its exposure to Bitcoin in the second quarter, adding positions not only to U.S. or to Bitcoin and spot exchange traded funds, but also in U.S. stocks closely tied to cryptocurrency's price, according to new filings with Security and Exchange Commission. Now, U.S. stocks closely tied to the cryptocurrency's price. What did I tell you guys about creating the Bitcoin stock index? Now, do you see all these companies trying to swagger jack BTC Financial? The Bitcoin stock index was BTC original. Hey, I like how that sound. How many people like how that sounds? That was a tMark original. And now look where we are. This is what companies are doing. The companies have put together these portfolios that have stocks that closely trace Bitcoin's price. Remember, we talked about CleanSpark, right? We talked about Mara Holdings, MicroStrategies, all these different companies. These companies, in the short term, tend to outperform Bitcoin. Remember, we had Circle, right? We talked about all these different companies. Now look who's doing it. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Very large entities as well. Look at this. I want you guys to see this article real quick. We talked about this company right here. We talked about this company right here. You guys remember this company called TeraWulf? Google takes a 14% stake in Bitcoin miner TeraWulf, becoming top shareholder. Why would Google do that? Don't listen to Rob. He don't know nothing. Over here at Beastmark Financial, we've been saying we're going to put together, right? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen got the strategic Bitcoin reserve website of the companies that have Bitcoin. We got all the ticker symbols, and we said this is our Bitcoin stock index. These are companies that are linked to cryptocurrency that we're going to create our own index of, and we're going to buy these companies. And the reason we're going to buy these companies is because these companies, in the short term, tend to outperform Bitcoin. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now, corporations are doing it. Nobody made me great. You guys made me great. Shout out to y'all. But everybody else didn't make me great. What do you guys think? Yeah. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said that's the same site that wants people to log in now. Yeah, CoinDesk. CoinDesk been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? They've been around for a long time. They No, you know what? Actually, not Cointelegraph, I don't think requires you to log in. It's CoinDesk that requires you to log in. It's this site. This is all disproportionate and all weird. You know what I'm saying? Never mind. Disproportionate and weird. Now, I think how many people think that it's a good idea / bad idea to do the exact same strategy with Ethereum treasury companies? If you think that that's a good idea, give me a thumbs up. If you think that that's not a good idea, then give me a thumbs down. Let me know what you guys think. Brevin Howard nearly doubled its position in BlackRock's iShares, Bitcoin, iTrust, iBit during the second quarter, according to a securities filing. The macro-focused hedge fund held 37.9 million shares at the end of June, up from about 21.5 million in March. Why are they buying this stuff, guys? The stake was worth more than 2.6 billion based on IBIT's closing price on June 28th, making Brevin Howard one of the largest reported institutional holders of IBIT alongside Goldman Sachs, which boosted its position to 3.3 billion in IBIT, and Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Trust. The banking giant also held $489 million worth of iShares Ethereum Trust, according to a filing. Why are they buying all of this crypto through these ETFs? Oh, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said that's the same site that wants people to log in. I was referring to the Bitcoin Treasury site. Oh, that's interesting. They're tracking information on people who are interested in crypto. Then they're gonna tell all these crypto people how to scam them out of their crypto, use it for collateral and get a loan on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or send us some passwords or something like that. No, I'm good. I'm cool on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Good. What's the strategy behind these moves, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I want to show you guys this article that Forbes came out with. We're going to get back to that article from CoinDesk in a little bit. Look at this. Who's getting rich off the $100 billion crypto treasury boom? Who's getting rich? From Anchorage Digital to BitGo and Morgan Stanley, a growing cast of financial firms are reaping big fees, riding the tidal wave of corporate Bitcoin buying. I want to make sure if you guys can see this, put some eyes in the chat. Put some ads in the chat. A record number of public companies are shoveling crypto onto their balance sheet, ostensibly to diversify their holdings, hedge against inflation, and attract new investors. The unstated reason, of course, is management's desire to boost their stock price. In recent months, just announcing a so-called crypto treasury strategy has been enough to add premiums to trading prices. Just a mention of having cryptocurrency has been enough to add premiums to trading prices. What do you guys think about that? What about all this talk of cryptocurrency as a scam and all of this? I want you guys to tell me where we at with that right now. Where are we at with it? Shout out to the clown who decided to unsubscribe from the channel. We don't need you anyway. You're poor. We don't need filth. We need cleanliness. Because cleanliness is next to God candliness. Right? The real bonanza, however, is flowing to the picks and shovels merchants of this latest gold rush. See, they're again calling it the cryptocurrency gold rush. Okay. Custodians, brokers, asset managers, and investment banks collecting fees on every trade, transfer, and storage deal. Over the past 6 months, the trend has reached fever pitch and has gone fully contagious, said Nathan McCauley, co-founder of and CEO of San Francisco-based Anchorage Digital. His crypto bank has already struck deals overseas to oversee Trump Media's $2 billion Bitcoin treasury and a $760 million trove from Nakamoto Holdings, a Bitcoin-focused company that recently announced a SPAC merger with Kindly MD, a tiny money-losing Salt Lake City-based healthcare operation whose stock languished under $2 per share before the May press release. Today, Kindly MD's Nakamoto, whose name pays homage to Bitcoin pseudonymous founder Satoshi Nakamoto, is listed as Naka on the NASDAQ. Its shares sell for $15, giving it a market cap of $114 million. Okay? Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Be gone, peasant. Be gone, peasant. Go panhandle for your next meal. Oh, man. Hey, go panhandle for your next meal. And beg for a Uber. Oh, man. A year ago, a small group of corporate buyers collectively held just over 416,000 Bitcoin. Today, no less than 152 publicly traded companies control over 950,000 coins worth over $110 billion, according to BitcoinTreasuries.net. The undisputed whale in the group is still billionaire Michael Saylor's Strategy, the company that pioneered the corporate crypto playbook, leaning heavily on creative financing from convertible notes to variable rate perpetual preferred stock. Strategy Inc., which started life as a small Tyson's Corner VA-based software company known as MicroStrategy, now owns of $73 billion worth of Bitcoin, yet has a market cap of $95 billion, a 25% premium to its crypto asset holding. So now imagine what that'll do to, imagine what that'll do on a personal level to a person with that type of Bitcoin, or with that type of Bitcoin holding, increasing your personal wealth. And Strategy's copycats are not just stopping at Bitcoin. Look at this. I want you guys to pay attention. They're buying Ethereum, Solana, and a whole roster of other digital assets. This year alone, corporations have raised more than $98 billion to do exactly that, according to Palo Alto-based crypto advisory firm Architect Partners, with another $59 billion pledged by 139 companies since June. Latest case in point, World Liberty Financial, a crypto firm majority owned by the Trump family, recently announced a $1.5 billion treasury anchored by its own token, WLFI. That's in addition to Trump Media's $2 billion Bitcoin treasury. What do you guys think about this? All this money makes my head hurt. All these numbers make my head hurt. Well, people should stay away from stuff that makes them hurt. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now it says, for now, the broader impact of the trend is hard to quantify since it is still in its early stages, says Architect Partners Elliot Chun. But the frenzy has already generated a lot of fees across the board. Underwriting commissions and other fees from offerings of preferred stock and convertible notes are already proving to be lucrative businesses for a number of traditional investment banks and broker dealers, including Morgan Stanley, Barclays Capital, Moelis and Company, and TD Securities. I didn't know TD has securities. That's one of the businesses that he didn't tell me about. Oh man, that's one of the business he didn't tell me about. Now look at this. Shout out to Mara Holdings. How many people bought some Mara Holdings? Take, for example, Strategy's recent, and let's not forget, Mara Holdings is the second largest institutional Bitcoin holder. Right? Mara Holdings, you can get Mara Holdings stock extremely cheap. It's not going to stay the price forever. Take, for example, Strategy's recent $722 million offering of 8.5 million shares of preferred stock in March. Morgan Stanley served as an underwriter along with about a dozen other firms, making an estimated $10 million in fees. Mara Holdings, a Fort Lauderdale firm dedicated to mining cryptocurrencies and now buying and hoarding Bitcoin, issued $950 million of convertible notes in July. Morgan Stanley and others are likely to reap $10 million on that deal. Another beneficiary of the crypto treasury boom are qualified custodians who safeguard digital assets on behalf of their clients. Take veteran BitGo, headquartered in Palo Alto, which crossed the $100 billion in assets under custody in the first half of 2025, thanks to a booming crypto market and the growth of corporate treasuries. This is Forbes. The crypto market is booming, according to Forbes. And you got idiots unsubscribing from the channel to go and complain that somebody did something to them or to cry about somebody that's on trial. I don't know if anybody's aware, but your financial life is on trial. And the verdict will be out in 2053. And most people watching this video, more than likely, will still be alive and really need the money that they could be making from investments that they buy today. And that therein lies the hustle, you know what I'm saying, that people are funding. Corporate treasuries are an increasing portion of our business. What does that mean? What does that mean? What that means is it doesn't matter how many ignorant morons say that this is the mark of the beast. Is what that means. It means that you're being given the tools today to create a very bright financial future for yourself tomorrow. Is what that means. Now, here's the question. How many people would do it? How many people would do it? There's still new cryptocurrencies coming out, and new cryptocurrencies will be big, and we all know this. We know the formula to get in early on these things. How many people are actually going to try to get in early? I mean, look at this. Like I said, Mara Holdings is the second largest corporate Bitcoin holder. Their stock price does not look like the second largest Bitcoin holder. It will soon. Not only are they issuing money to buy Bitcoin, they produce Bitcoin, they mine it. Okay? We didn't see much dedicated to this over 6 months ago, but it's a good portion of new clients, says Adam Sporn, head of prime brokerage and U.S. institutional sales at BitGo. He estimates about 24 cryptocurrency treasuries have announced custody deals with BitGo in just the past couple of months. The surge in business helped pave the way for the company to confidentially file for an IPO in July. We need to check that company out. Okay. BitGo is the company we need to check out. Mara Holdings. Okay. They hold 50,639 Bitcoin. How many people own Mara Holdings stock? Let me know. Look at this. Meanwhile, Wall Street is already bankrolling the spree, encouraged by a friendlier policy climate under President Trump and clear regulations. Mutual fund giant Capital Group, hedge fund D1 Capital Partners, and investment bank Cantor Fitzgerald are among those financing the corporate crypto hoardings. Okay. Despite crypto naysayers, the digital asset treasury boom is in early innings. We think eventually all companies will be crypto treasury companies in one way, shape, or form, says Leon, noting that some $31 trillion is now held in corporate cash reserves worldwide. Now, where's this all going to go? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. She got Mara. Get you some Mara. Okay. I believe everyone should read this article. I'm going to put this in the chat and I'm going to put this in the Discord. Okay. Now, again, we have to continue to reiterate this, right? If companies are doing this, What should individuals be doing? That's my question. Look at that. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said it's down 4.91% right now. What's that? You know what that means? I'll take 2 of those then. Now we got it. Now that's the people that are getting rich in crypto, right? That's the people that are getting rich in crypto. Why are Harvard and Wells Fargo and all these people buying all this crypto, but other people are not? Norway's buying more. Look at all these companies buying indirect exposure to Bitcoin. What's going on here? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? XRP is under $3, Carlton. Bitcoin is $113,000. Ethereum is $4,181. Solana is $177. You're not going to do anything but sell your Satoshis back to BlackRock. Give them the beast mark. If you guys agree that people ain't going to do nothing but sell their Satoshis back to BlackRock and that they should give them the beast mark, give me a thumbs up. Indirect exposure is the issue. Indirect exposure is what we got to figure out. We know why indirect exposure is what we got to figure out. Because indirect exposure brings back nice capital gains. In a lot of cases, indirect exposure can actually provide higher capital gains than direct Bitcoin exposure. This is the reason why these people are directly, doing the indirect Bitcoin exposure. Why is Google taking a 14% stake in a Bitcoin miner? TeraWulf becoming the top shareholder. Why is that happening? TeraWulf's chief strategy officer, Carrie Langlis, says Google has become its largest shareholder, providing powerful validation from a leading tech giant. Okay. Tech giant Google has become the largest shareholder of TeraWulf, holding 14% of the shares after receiving more stock in exchange for increasing its backstop in the lease deal between Bitcoin miner and AI infrastructure provider FluidStack. TeraWulf disclosed in a shareholder call on Thursday that it inked a 10-year co-location lease agreement with FluidStack. Google is supporting the lease obligations through a financial guarantee known as a backstop and receiving warrants to purchase shares in return. Why this investment? What's going on here? Okay. Speaking to Cointelegraph, Carrie Langlis, the chief strategy officer of TeraWulf, said Google's backstop in the agreement has now increased to $3.2 billion total in return for warrants to purchase over 73 million shares in TeraWulf, representing a 14% stake in the company. What do you guys think they're doing here? Google is mighty interested in this company. Why the interest? Google is highly interested. I want you guys to understand something. Do you know that Google is so interested in this company, they're willing to pay millions of dollars, and people that don't even have millions of dollars have no interest in this? What kind of sense does that make? Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said, Rob, side note, did you hear about the illegal immigrant truck driver who made a U-turn on the interstate, killing 3 people? Yeah, I heard about that. Shout out to AB for undocumented. Yeah, I heard about that. There's a lot of stuff going on as far as like illegal, migrants and stuff like that. I told you guys that's an ongoing cash cow. And when we do undocumented, we'll bring out all the strangers who say, we don't get your notifications anymore. Now, how do AB Promotions, Carlton Way, Win Loser Rug, Bronze the God, DC Precise, Black Freethinker, Manosphere Hall of Fame, Detroit 313. How do they get the notifications? That must come with premium YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Either that or somebody's lying. So, why is Google investing in this Bitcoin miner, ladies and gentlemen? Why? Why is everybody investing in anything that involves Bitcoin? That's the question. Michael Saylor decided to go cheap on him. Michael Saylor said he's buying the dip. I thought Michael Saylor bought the top. Michael Saylor's signal strategy will buy the Bitcoin dip. Shout out to Dwayne. Dwayne said, real talk, I don't get your notifications as I used to. I figured it's summer. But that's because I'm not going live as much. But you be here all the time, Dwayne. Shout out to you. Now, when we do get to doing some undocumented, you'll see what I mean. And then we got to ask the question, well, what happened here? We got to ask the question, what happened here? Why Michael Saylor not buying the top? Why is he buying the dip? What's the Bitcoin price? I'm trying to wait for it to come back up here. You see it? What is that? STETH. Staked Ethereum? Anything under $45 per AVAX is not a bad deal, if you ask me. Anything under $4 for SuiSwap, not a bad idea. Now here goes Bitcoin. It's about to come up. Bitcoin is down to $113,000. Now, there was an article. Let's see. And I want you guys to see this, okay? Bitcoin steadies at 118,000 as analysts flag deeper pullback risks and altcoin rotation. Right now, we want to try to find a new floor so we can buy the floor. Michael Saylor want to buy the roof. That's fine. We buying the floor. Shout out to Dwayne Rose. Dwayne Rose said, I will try to find the info and place it in a live chat or place it in the comments after the stream. Found 2 young black men that break down crypto. Very informative, like your streams. Now, here's the deal with that. They can come through and do some charity work and chop it up with us about crypto, right? Or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not. That's cool too. But, I ain't trying to be, a downer or anything like that. But I gotta get some reciprocity for people putting their links in my chat. You know what I'm saying? I can't I can't be doing the free advertising thing no more. And then like people be like, F you, Rob. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I'll be, if they're interested and they want to chop it up with the BTC financial team, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, we got it. And I hate to say it. I know this gonna sound bad. But that's just how I gotta be. It gotta be like that. Because the value that is generated from my channel does not reflect the channel growth. And in my opinion, it's because of like situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want y'all to tell me how messed up did that sound. Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. It's just reality. You live and learn. You know what I'm saying? You live and learn. There's nobody out there putting my channel into other people's chats. And as a result, you see where my YouTube channel is 5 years after I started. It got to be some kind of reciprocity. It got to be some type of reciprocity. You feel me? Let me ask y'all this question. Am I wrong for that? If I'm wrong for that, put an angry face in the chat. If I'm not wrong for that, then put a laughing emoji in the chat. I don't think I'm wrong for that. I watch YouTube every now and then. I don't be like, shout out to Moxie Approved and shout out to Keep It 100. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the homies. You know what I'm saying? They help your boy out. They shout your boy out. I don't really be seeing people give too much of a fuck about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like my nigga Rob over here, you know what I'm saying? I can't be just collecting links in my chats anymore. I can't do that shit. That shit's shut down. That shit's over with. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dwayne. I ain't mad at it, bro. I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying it got to be some reciprocity, man. Like, all throughout the YouTube streets, it's like this network of people that be like, yeah, like, go holler at, like, check this person out and check this person out. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody ever be like, yo, go fuck with Rob and shit. Don't nobody ever, like, except for the THPP network. Shout out to THPP network. Except for like the people that, you know what I'm saying, like I'm cool with. But like mad people don't give a fuck about just throwing links all over the place. Like, fuck all that. That shit done. You know what I'm saying? That shit's over with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to, shout out to hey, I appreciate you, bro. We just don't have a lot, like, and I know anybody that's in here, y'all do, and I appreciate that. But y'all see how it go down. I didn't make that environment. I didn't make it like that. I'm just adapting to the environment that was created by others. You know what I'm saying? I'm just I was just saying, shout out to Dwayne. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. And like I said, you know, I know that shit sounds shady and soulless, right? But so does BSmart Financial. so does BSmart Financial. So it fits the environment, right? But I'm telling you though, like it's for real. Like it's people out there on YouTube. They'll be like, don't put anybody's links in my channel or in my chat, right? They'll say that. But then like people will go all over YouTube and like be free advertisement for those people. But those people don't allow people to be like, yo, you should check this person out in their chat. So I'm not trying to be funny, man, but like, you know, I kind of keep the same type of, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of keep the same type of energy that I always keep. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to be funny, but like, you know, I ain't really got too much love for like no larger YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? They do a very creative job of stifling the growth of smaller YouTubers. And they pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? They pick and choose people that they want to try to call themselves cultivate or try to call themselves develop and shit. People that they pick as quote unquote chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, that shit is over with. It's beast. It's pure beast mark. It's 100% beast mark over here. You know what I'm saying? 666% gains, or your soul back, guaranteed. Shout out to Bronze. Yeah, yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So then they're talking about the price correction and price discovery, right? Let me see. Let me get this out of here because I just want to run through these. We just gonna run through the headlines. Shout out to Brooklyn. Yeah, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, man. People like, you know, I back in the day, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, throw your link in here, yada, 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 and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't get no reciprocity on that shit, man. Fuck that shit. That shit over. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to get smited throwing some motherfucking links in this bitch now. Shit's done. Motherfuckers don't fuck that shit up. Hey, and look, blame people that fuck that shit up. blame the people that messed it up, man. Don't blame me for, you know what I'm saying, adopting to the shit. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin retest 115 as sellers hit analyst debate $100,000 floor. Even with the $100,000 floor, BlackRock still buying. Yeah, shout out to AB. Gatekeeping on YouTube. Bro, the gatekeeping on YouTube is real. And then when you start seeing it and you realize it and you start saying shit about it, you notice like that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see certain people no more. Shit is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody said, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rob, you doing XYZ, I'll pop up and be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not true. Why don't you, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you ask me about the shit if you think that there's something going on? You know what I'm saying? Mild danger zone. How dangerous are we going? And you know, like I said, man, I'm gonna just stop right there for now. This may get revisited in the future. We might have to pull a separate conference for this. Michael Saylor buying the dip. He getting cheap. We're not buying no top. All right. Now the price is lower. Now it's not 117,000. We down into the 113s, right? So 14 hours ago, this article was posted. Bitcoin is at a mild danger zone. Mild danger zone, you know what I'm saying, is a mild danger of massive accumulation from tMark Financial. You know what I'm saying? The price is right for tMark possession. Okay. We are going to do a Bitcoin exorcism. We're going to excise all of the Bitcoin from these retail moron wallets as they sell after they bought it at $123,000 and they sell it at $113,000 like dyslexic investors. We're going to buy it all up at 113. Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said that shit is corny. I stopped watching people when I realized what they were doing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Facts. I don't fuck with thirsty motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with thirsty motherfuckers. So now here it says Bitcoin is at mild danger zone as Bitcoin investors eye profit taking. Bitcoin may struggle to return to all-time high levels anytime soon, as most Bitcoin investors are in the green and may look to take profits, Sentiment said. Now, they wrote, there's a whole actual article about this. All right, this online analytics firm called Sentiment wrote, and I think it's pretty interesting. Shout out to Manosphere. Manosphere said market showing weakness. We need some rate cuts. Now, let me ask you this. When the Bitcoin price goes sky high, how are you planning on buying the same amount of Bitcoin? This is my thing. Like, we need the dips, we need the corrections, we need the higher highs and the higher lows. We need all of that, right? It's a system and it all works together. If we just have constant higher highs, it'll get to the point where like we're not able to consistently invest in the same amount that we would like to consistently buy. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't see any evidence of market weakness. I see some buying signals that may be more or less favorable, but I don't see market weakness. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. Manosphere Hall of Fame says, but this 4-year cycle thing might be broken. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like the price has actually followed the trend. You know what I'm saying? Like every 4-year cycle, for the most part, we get new all-time highs of about 40% higher. So like Bitcoin is still hovering at over $100,000. This $100,000 territory is completely new for Bitcoin. The end of 2024 and most of 2025 have provided the $100,000 territory for Bitcoin. So I don't necessarily believe that the Bitcoin 4-year cycle might be broken. I'm more under the impression that the idea of a mathematical altcoin season may not occur because of the Bitcoin numbers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dwayne Rhodes. Dwayne Rhodes said 25% rate cuts in September or October is a prediction that I've heard. Then that's going to spike that is going to bring a lot of liquidity into the market, and then prices are going to be kind of wild. And I don't know if everybody really is in the Michael Saylor position to be buying at the top. Because once this bull rally starts, from what I understand, when it finally occurs, this is going to be a multi-year bull rally. How many people can afford to be buying the top over multiple years? Only institutions will be able to buy it in. Retail can't buy the top for only 5 years. Retail can't handle the top. Retail will either sell at the top or retail will buy at the top and sell at the bottom. That's what retail does. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Retail gonna buy at the top, and retail gonna sell at the top. We're gonna buy at any price and hold it. Let me ask you guys this: how many people who are in the chat are looking to enter and exit the market? You're looking to buy and then sell quickly, like day trading type situation. Brooklyn Queen said she's gonna take the butter knife right across the top of the cup. She gonna take the butter knife right across the top of the cup. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna do the same thing that I always do. When the market goes up, I'm gonna slow down how much I buy. I'm gonna readjust my buying strategy. I'm gonna be slowing up, not buying as much. I'm gonna be buying stakeable assets. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. Manosphere Hall of Fame says not quite day trading, but I prefer to see some major gains within 4 years, like previous bull runs. I don't understand. How did you miss? Like, okay, so just in 2024, Bitcoin was trading at about $40,000. Then when the ETFs popped off, it traded at like 70,000. And then when Trump became president, it traded at $100,000. And then, like, as far as like the largest percentage gain of Bitcoin only happened once, and that was when it went from like $1,500 to $20,000. So I don't know, like, I don't know what your expectation is. What's your percentage expectation? Because had you started, even if you had just started buying during C19, Bitcoin was only $20,000. So from C19 till now, it's up $80,000-$90,000. Now, are you talking about the entire asset market? Are you talking about cryptocurrency, or are you talking about just Bitcoin? Because I'm only saying these things in regards to Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Now, so you said as of the market as a whole. Yeah, see, like I don't really mess with the whole market. I mess with crypto, Bitcoin heavy, gold, and silver. You know what I'm saying? I don't really, and I do like some cryptocurrency related stocks, like a couple cryptocurrency related stocks, like MicroStrategy's, Coinbase, and even Coinbase is up just from like 3 months ago. It's up 30%. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't do like my thing is here's the Bitcoin chart, right? And I do more investment than just Bitcoin, but I do like gold and silver. But here's the facts on this, right? So here's gold, right? 102% 14-year increase. Bitcoin was that a 1,700,000,000% increase, and then S&P 500 400%. So I don't like to me, I don't understand why in most cases Bitcoin doesn't make up a majority of people's portfolio. They may want to like try to adjust the beta coefficient or try to like, have some type of risk aversion strategy or something like that. But at the same time, the less Bitcoin you have is also opportunity cost. I mean, like, here's my question: is you see this 14-year return? What are you investing in that's giving a higher 14-year return than this? You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin versus traditional assets ROI comparison over 14 years. What is your investment that's superior to Bitcoin? You know what I'm saying? So like that's why me personally, I invest in other stuff, but I would always tell people to expand their Bitcoin exposure, in my opinion. I mean, it's the charts, the data says it all. Like the data supports it. You know what I'm saying? This, like, if you invested for 14 years, you would have 100% more in gold, 400% more in S&P 500, and like again, like 10 billion 700 million percent. So again, like my question is what asset gives a superior return to Bitcoin? And this is not just for Manosphere Hall of Fame. This is for anybody. Like, we're looking at the chart here. What gives a more superior return to Bitcoin? Why would you not heavily weight your portfolio in Bitcoin with this kind of return? Knowing that if every Satoshi that you don't have is an opportunity cost of this amount of percentage against 400, 102%, and things of less of a percentage. My goal of my portfolio is to maximize my wealth. I can't maximize my wealth without a large amount of a superior asset. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, to me, like I don't understand that type of strategy. Like clearly out of these three, it's clear. These are all numbers. This is what people say they like. They like numbers. There's no way around it that Bitcoin is superior. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Like it's not arguable at all. So I don't know how not heavily weighing your portfolio in Bitcoin could be of a benefit. I could only see that as a detriment. You've given up the opportunity to get this amount of return. Look at the 13-year return. The 13-year return is 1,300,000%. Like that's insane. Year one, 144% returns. Every single year, Bitcoin has beat the S&P 500 in gold. Every year since Bitcoin's creation. Show me a year in this chart, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that Bitcoin has brought back a return lower than gold, lower than S&P 500. There is none. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Here's another one. A 10-year chart. Bitcoin, gold, and S&P 500. Gold 99%. Or actually gold looks like 9% at the end of 10 years. S&P 500 198%. Bitcoin 254,905%. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't where like where's the value generated from outside of Bitcoin for a majority portfolio holding? You know what I'm saying? From December of 2024 till now is the first time Bitcoin's ever been $100,000 or above. So from 2020 to currently, there's $80,000 worth of opportunity profits to be taken off of each Bitcoin. Right? Like this, like what I'm saying is mathematically correct, right? If I'm wrong, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't, it's all good. Call me out. But I'm pretty sure. And that's just from 2024 to 2025. What was the price of Bitcoin in January of 2024? Bitcoin price January 1st, 2024. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. I'm going to show you guys this. Hold on. All right, look, watch this. You see this right here? The Bitcoin price on January 1st of 2024 was $43,835. This was just last year. From January 1st of 2024 to current, it's up more than 60,000. It's up like $80,000. Now you see this right here. Analyst on Bitcoin reaching 125,000 by 2025. This video right here came out February 22nd, or I'm sorry, February 27th of 2024. And here we are. Like it was like just shy of. You know what I'm saying? It was just shy of 125,000. So like there was a lot of profit taking opportunity. You know what I'm saying? On a dollar, I'm saying what it would be like an 80-cent profit taking ability if necessary, if that's what somebody wanted to do. From January, so if you just started buying Bitcoin January 1st of 2024, you've more than doubled. You should have more than doubled your holdings, right? If you bought Bitcoin on January 1st of 2024, double $43,000 is $86,000. Bitcoin is currently at 113,000. So from January 1st till now, the Bitcoin price has more than doubled. Yeah, shout out to AB Promotion. AB Promotion said, remember when everyone was asking, when will Bitcoin reach 100,000? Yeah, because I remember, because that's, I was talking about Bitcoin and like, people were trolling me in my chat and like saying it crashed and all this. And I'm like, okay, sure, but it actually didn't, but okay. And then we did the Bitcoin stream because remember I did in the videos like, okay, if Trump wins the election, this is your time to get rich. And if Trump wins the election, I'll show you how to get rich. You guys remember that? Now let's go through the history, right? Let's go through the history. During the election, right? I actually did vote couch. Right? But I said, you got to understand how to capitalize on whoever's in office. Right? And if Trump is in office, you're going to eat good under Trump. Because remember, we used to joke around about the people that be like, I was eating good under Trump. We used to call them the eat good tribe, right? Remember, we would be talking, you know, say like people would be saying they eating good under Trump. Then we explained why that was. And then right before the election, I came out with the 2 videos, who's going to eat good under Trump. And I had the picture with Trump eating the KFC on the thumbnail. Y'all remember that? And that's when everybody thought it was going to continue to be the victim saga. Ain't none of that. You remember how Eminem said, I do black music to make myself wealthy? Remember when Eminem said that? We're going to use President Trump to make ourselves wealthy. And that's just what, and that's that. Period. Who remembers that? I said, listen, I'm gonna show you the roadmap. If Trump wins, do this and you will get paid. And so Trump won, and I'm following through on what I said. This is the blueprint. This is how you get paid. And you guys see the reward for follow through. So, you know, take that into consideration. Shout out to AB Promotion. Right. Look, I remember when everybody was asking, when is Bitcoin going to reach $100,000 on the way up? We're asking when Bitcoin is going to reach $100,000 on the way down so we can buy as much as we can get. Shout out to Dwayne. Dwayne said, yep, you called it the writing on the wall. Bro, I said, listen, this is the game plan. 4 years. We got 4 years of the Trump presidency. 4 years, we can be rich. Now, people can sit around with their lip all the way on the ground and be upset because some stuff that Trump said or whatever, or get your notebook out, get your calculator out, work your overtime. Let's go. Trade your 2-room house in for a mansion at the end of this 4 years. The choice is yours. So that's the flip-flop. That's the flip-flop phony nature of YouTube. And just understand that. It's more important things to do than make yourself rich. Higher priority business. You know, higher priority business, I guess. But yeah, man, if there's a situation that presents itself that says there's unlimited money that you can make, and all you have to do is just be consistent and look at these indicators and pay attention to it, bro, I'm doing that. I'm doing that all day. I'm doing that shit all day. I don't care if it was only one person in here. I don't care if it was only one person in here. Now, I want to know how many people think that their time is valuable. If you think that your time is valuable, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think that your time is valuable, give me a thumbs down. Now, we're going into, this is the Bitcoin shakeout content. You better get out of your Bitcoin now because there's no upside. You guys remember when they kept saying Bitcoin is range bound and then it hit the all-time high? You guys remember that? So again, if you're buying for the long term, these are not really things that are really, these are trivial things. This is entertainment. Oh, you know, they got the world on hold. Everybody's worried. When is Bitcoin going to zero? Am I going to be out of house and home tomorrow? Like, you know what I'm saying? You guys really need to sit down and reevaluate your life. Is Bitcoin's bull run losing its steam? What crypto and NASDAQ market breadth indicates? Look at this. Look at this little teapot, short and stout. There goes all the Bitcoin coming right out. Like, the hell out of here. Market breadth shows short-term weakness in both crypto market and NASDAQ, despite a long-term uptrend. So who cares about the short-term weakness? The short-term weakness should only be a buy signal. The floodgates hath opened. Let the minions collecteth all of the Bitcoin and have it ready. You know what I'm saying? On ice in cold storage for the eternal upstream, the eternal uptrend. Shout out to Catsy. What's good with it, Catsy? Catsy missed the notification. Hey, I was talking shit about people who be saying they missed the notifications earlier. I was like, these motherfuckers be lying, talking about they missed the notification. You might actually miss the notification, but some motherfuckers do be lying about that shit. Like, keep the lies. Not you, Catsy. I ain't talking about you, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you probably did miss it. That's all good. Because you be here. But I'm talking about other people that be on that bullshit. Other people who want to get beast marked. So they consider this market weak. I want to ask you guys this question. If this market is weak, why do all these whales buy up all these assets during these kind of conditions? Anybody got any ideas on that? We just wait till the price go down. And we'll do the beast mark thing. We just wait till the price goes down and we'll do the beast mark thing. It's all over the place. They're going to bombard you with this news. You know what I'm saying? Get ready, Carlton. They're trying to make you sell your Bitcoin. Jadakiss said they coming at my head, B. They're coming at my Bitcoin, son. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin risks new 2025 correction as Bitcoin price uptrend starts 7th week. Bitcoin is almost overdue for another price discovery correction after 6 weeks of gains. 6 weeks of gains. 6 weeks. Did he had some words of wisdom, right? Hey, yo, the sun don't shine forever. You better buy you some Bitcoin now or never, right? Who you know do it better. No matter what, that wallet airtight. Right? Hey, so it's not always going up. But shout out to that one cat though, that one hit wonder dude, because he said it's going up on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin has enjoyed 6 weeks of its latest price discovery uptrend, but a correction is now due. Okay? Bitcoin has had bad conduct. It's time for some corrective action to occur. Too many people got rich. Gonna have to sit your ass down in the corner for a couple weeks. Go back down. Make a couple people, you know what I'm saying, do some things they shouldn't do. Analysis shows that in previous halving cycles, Bitcoin price tends to halt its second uptrend after 5 to 7 weeks. A new dip now would still allow for fresh all-time highs in Q4. There we go. Bitcoin may start the last week of its latest price discovery uptrend on Monday, with the price stuck below $120,000. New findings released on Sunday by popular trader and analyst Wrecked Capital show that Bitcoin price is running out of time to make new highs. The music started going real fast, like on Super Mario Brothers. That shit going fast now. What's that dude name? Love making? It's going up on a Tuesday. It ain't going up on a Tuesday, bro. It's going down on a Tuesday. Come back with some more music. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh man, look at this. Bitcoin risks keeping its recent $124,500 all-time high in place if it follows historical patterns. This is just giving you some time to buy some more Bitcoin. That's it. Giving you some time to get more rich. After each halving event, the subsequent bull market contains a succession of such uptrends, each accompanied by a correction. The timing of each phase throughout Bitcoin's lifespan has been roughly similar. Okay. Historically, Bitcoin price discovery uptrend 1 tends to end between week 6 and 8 of its uptrend. Whereas price discovery uptrend 2, Bitcoin tends to end its uptrend between weeks 5 and 7. Okay. So now we're into this stormy, we're into this stormy part right here. Okay. And now again, look at this is Bitcoin going up after the halvings. So this is just consistent and it's clean going up. You know what I'm saying? So we're buying now for a new all-time high in for, not selling. You know what I'm saying? Now, it says, however, a dip could form the pretext for a larger cycle top to come towards the end of the year, which like this always happens. This is what happened when Bitcoin shot up from like $1,500 to 20,000. And it's always in quarter four. See, it says we tend to see a quick flush followed by an explosive quarter four in the bull market years. And what a lot of this is because people park a lot of their money into crypto to get to like tax shield it. So that's where you get them high Christmas prices at. So we'll see how this goes this year. Right now, we had 113,206. Look, it's Ethereum's done. It's over with for Ethereum. How come XRP don't never get any it's over with videos? You know what I'm saying? Like XRP's down below $3 and, you know, people still saying buy 1,000 XRP. Ethereum loses $1 and it's just over for Ethereum. Like I don't Bitcoin and Ethereum have some weird standards. Now, like the actual critiques about Ethereum, no one ever makes like the actual critiques about Ethereum. Everybody just goes off of impulse when it comes to Ethereum. Like when Ethereum is doing real well, Ethereum's the best in the world. Like it really isn't. As far as like a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? But okay, sure. It's crashing. It's really not. You know what I'm saying? Like people are just so dramatic. So yeah, man, we got more stuff that we could talk about tomorrow, but I think tomorrow we might have to talk about Crimecast because we might have to pull out the map and put a dartboard on it and say, well, which place do we think Trump is going to send the National Guard to next? Because it's popping all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It's popping all over the place. Right? I think I think Philadelphia might be in the crosshairs. A lot going on there. I don't think there's going to be any National Guard deployments anywhere other than Washington, D.C. Maybe it will be. Who knows? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But just always remember. Shout out to Carlton, right? Just always remember that Tupac said for the president to send in the troops. Machiavellian this, right? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that contributed to the stream. I definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys show these people some love, all right? Shout out to my man, John Guillory. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to AW1. Definitely appreciate you. And shout out, make sure y'all show AW1 some love for the donation, all right? Donation. Yeah, that guy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talking about that guy. They just discovered that there's something going on. A whole lot of nothing, right? How do you, like, there's been a whole lot of nothing. So there's a lot of nothing that you know what I'm saying, like, can talk about in regards to the donation guy. Shout out to Tia. What's good with it, Tia? Right? Shout out to my man, Win Loser Rug. Make sure y'all show Win Loser Rug some love. Shout out to Win Loser Rug again. Definitely appreciate you, bro.
Again!
Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to my man Patrick Tyler. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Katsy. Appreciate you, Katsy. Make sure y'all show Katsy some love. They've been going in on Umar Johnson, man. Yeah, look, see Carlton. You got to hit him with the Tupac voice. Dear Mr. President, Please send more troops, right? You got to hit him with the Tupac voice. Machiavellian this. Come with me, National Guard. Would you run quick? See, we got a whole lot of crime. Crime. Base mark.
Run. Yeah, hey, okay, I'm fresh up out the package. Time I did, I pay my dues. Affiliated to this paper, I need freedom for my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping off just an unfamiliar coordinates. Hopped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red, it's not one trip. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy, I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated, forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang is different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound. Got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron. Better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas out ball it, block it. Trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life. Don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. If I say it twice, then I meant the right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. You know, co-signer, no co-pilot. They peptides, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign.
Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.